Welcome to the Morning Toast. Good morning, millennials. We have a very special episode. We're a little all over the place, just to the diva-like tendencies of one of our guests, but
interrupting.
It's important that everyone know that Erin was very much on time.
I was early. I
Yes.
was prompt, and Sarah and I have very different ideas of what on time means. Welcome, Sarah. Welcome.
We're live,
Welcome
Sarah.
to the show.
So great
Someone
to see you.
insisted we start without
Someone
you.
insisted we start without you.
Oh, you started. Oh, it's not
Yeah.
that I insisted we start without you. I insisted we start on time.
Oh, very fair.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just how things roll.
You guys, that's cool.
That's Sarah and I are unfortunately stuck together.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
Why are you sitting in that seat?
First come, first serve. You should run it up your sweater if you're.
She's a pro now.
Erin's been here for about 10 minutes, so she works here now.
No, so here, I mean, you can obviously run the show. I just have one thing to say.
Yeah, do what you gotta do.
Which is
Weird, Erin's trying to run the show.
Sarah and I are obviously stuck together in ways that maybe you guys are stuck together. And I have learned
Just
that
invert it.
Flip it. Flip the clip.
instead of trying to, right, like this, instead of trying to micromanage Sarah.
Dead air.
Okay,
If you stay dead air.
Yeah, that's good. That was
I'm
good.
back. Sorry, I just cut a bob, not to make it about
No,
me.
it looks so
looks
good.
so
But I
good.
really don't know what to do with it.
Jackie can relate.
I can. I've been growing mine out for a while now, but a side part is great.
It's a side part.
Yeah,
flat
but it looks
iron.
really good.
It looks a little mullety when I have it in the middle, so
You know,
Yes.
it's not a middle part situation.
I lied. I wasn't peeing. I was trying to figure out what to do.
And this is what you went with?
What
You should
Got
carry your
gay.
comb around with you because
Yeah.
it's really good for the part.
a comb?
A straight
Anyway,
part.
the thing
really
is,
I don't
is
even
that
have mascara
I always
on, let alone a
micromanage Sarah because she's very late. She just doesn't like follow rules. If you're in a yoga class with Sarah and they're like, you know, put your leg in the air, you look over and she's just doing sit-ups. Like she's like does not follow anything. It's very frustrating to someone who likes to follow rules and be on time.
Right.
So now I've learned that like I don't sit next to Sarah on the airplane. I let her be crazy on her own, and we're not staying at the same place in New York.
You've done that one time.
I'm staying, but I really liked it. I'm staying downtown and she's staying uptown, completely separate. We drove here separately, and it's like life is better, don't you think?
I love the Upper East Side, and
Right.
Erin.
You're very Upper East Side.
I'm
She's very Tribeca.
I have my little
Yes.
restaurants. I
Yeah.
have all my and Erin likes to hang out with the celebs downtown, and
I think you like money and I like fame.
Honestly, so well put. And I just think I need to point out the importance of you guys being here because we've gotten so many requests because like sisters,
Probably most
sisters.
requested guest.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
But for one reason that you guys might not know.
Oh, not that we're.
In addition to all the others.
In addition to all the reasons, you guys might not know that your dad is one of the cornerstones of our show.
He is?
Yes.
What?
So we started this show really as a platform to get justice for David Foster.
I love
And
that.
here's his head on a little popsicle stick, along with other people who we think deserve justice: Sharpay Evans,
Meredith
Blake, and Gaston from Beauty and the Beast. But really, and the phrase "serving justice" for someone is like a popular phrase now, but nobody knows that we literally started on the show 2 years ago about your dad.
No.
We got in a lot of trouble trying to get justice for our dad.
We got in a lot of trouble.
So, but we were really the campaigners behind that whole thing because we just thought we saw it through a different lens, you know. And we were introduced to your dad, obviously, like everyone else, on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, not through his Grammy Award-winning work or anything, just Real
Right.
Housewives.
God forbid from his like 95 Grammys.
And you know, we just saw it through a different lens, and we loved Yolanda, but you know, we saw it through a different lens. Let me say that again. So we just
there are
thought
many
it was so.
lenses to see it from.
There are
I
many
guess,
lenses to see
You
it
guys,
from.
what is wrong with our culture that it became Yolanda Foster and her husband, David?
Right.
Right. What is wrong with the culture?
No, and when like Babyface was at your guys' house, I was like, how does Yolanda know Babyface? You know,
She's so
she's so
esteemed.
impressive. But so it's so crazy, like you guys being at the center of like literally pop culture in so many different ways. Like you guys have seen, I'm sure, the family chart.
Your family tree.
Oh, the Vanity Fair chart?
Yeah, and you guys are right at the center of it.
And I made a joke, I posted it, I was like, just to be clear, I have like 4 of these people's phone numbers.
Really?
Like legit.
Which 4?
Oh.
David, obviously.
Not Clay Aiken. Don't have his number.
Fuck.
Claudia can change that.
Yeah, actually,
Uncle
I do.
Clay.
You do. Clay.
I don't have his number. I don't have Kylie Jenner's number. That is the number I want.
Of
She
course.
is a billionaire.
She has to change
never
it.
spoken to her.
Yeah.
I
Never.
don't think I've ever met her, is the truth.
But you guys get free Kylie Cosmetics?
Free
Yes.
Kylie Cosmetics, and we have DM'd.
Very cool.
So the flood, like it's
Well,
open.
because Sarah like constantly tags her to
Like
get
I
her to
did, yeah, I
respond to
did
her.
this whole post about Kylie because I love Kylie makeup. You're probably in full
I'm
Kylie
in
makeup.
full Kylie makeup right now.
So is Jackie.
I love Kylie
Cozy.
makeup.
It's so good.
And she replied, but not with like her number or to
No, of course
hang.
not.
But
Yeah.
she was just like so cute.
But you guys, you think you pretty much have like a standing invitation to Kris Jenner's holiday party?
we are invited to her.
And it's this year again.
Yeah.
And you guys are going to be there.
I don't know that
It's hard on Christmas Eve to get away from like family time
Right.
to go to a party
And
where you
guys
want to
have
look
so
really
much
cute.
family.
You have so much family.
Yeah.
Well, so Jackie and I were talking about before how like you guys have really got ahead of the joke because like your dad has been married a bunch of times and like to very prominent people.
Yeah.
And you guys really got ahead of the joke in the way, and it's really impressive because like now you're laughing with people and people aren't like laughing at the joke.
Yeah.
Right.
And was that an intentional thing?
Yeah, I mean, well, when we created Barely Famous, it was a response to the fact that we always had networks saying, let's do a reality show with the Foster sisters, this like missing link in this web of people.
Right.
And we never wanted to do a reality show. And so instead, I had just come off of writing on an NBC show, and I was like, I don't know what to write next. Why don't we write this like satire comedy about, our fear was that people in life would think of us as like idiot, blonde,
monsters.
like children of like dumb actresses.
Well, when everyone
So-
you know is on, or everyone around you is on a reality show.
Just to finish that thought though, because it's halfway done.
I just didn't know it felt like I wanted you to land the plane.
Yeah, but it was definitely like going in a direction.
Oh, okay. I know. I just feel like this isn't a 4-hour
when
show.
your fear is to be
Right.
viewed a certain way, the best thing to do is take ownership of that thing and then turn it around and create the visual and like the narrative you want.
Like Fat Amy from Pitch Perfect.
Exactly. So we created a show about two vapid, entitled, obnoxious
Right.
girls, but we were in on the joke, and I think that really like shifted.
Yes, it did. People want to know when we're coming back with another season. Are we?
Listen, we would have loved to do Barely Famous for 10 years.
Right.
VH1 canceled it.
Oh.
And
Bye.
that's just kind of, I mean, at the end of the day, like, I think they loved it and we loved having the show, and it just wasn't the right fit.
Yeah.
It was this like satire comedy on a network that doesn't really do that.
Yeah, it's definitely more like E-material.
Yes, it's like, exactly. There's a lot of other networks that it would have done better on and made more sense on.
But
and
an E's bread and butter was reality TV.
Right.
So you
Was
have
what
to
you guys were
remember,
joking about.
because
Right.
we pitched it to the E's and Bravos, even though our dream would have been Comedy Central. Now, I mean, Amazon, Netflix wasn't around when we pitched
Right.
it. That's obviously the dream. But we were making fun of their bread and butter. So I think there was a little bit of hesitation, like, well,
Awkward.
wait, what exactly is this? And then when the first season came out, people were like, oh, we get it.
Right.
And then they were like, why didn't we get this show? We were like, well, we pitched it to you,
Right.
and you didn't
Yeah.
want it.
Well, we're just a couple of sisters who got our shows canceled. It's not a big
I
deal.
know.
Is your
at
show
all.
canceled too?
Yeah, well, we rebranded. It's a whole thing. I'll tell you about it later. Okay, so we got so many questions for you guys.
This is
Mostly
amazing.
Well, yeah, I'm
I
just
can't
going to
get
hold
past
on to
that.
this the whole
Great.
time.
Yeah, it's important.
I just love, by the way, I'm like in love with your dad.
And we'll say this, we really appreciate your defending of him, because we have to say, we have a great relationship with our dad. He's a really great guy. And I think that what reality show doesn't show people is what really goes on.
Of course.
And so it was challenging for us when there was a narrative about him that we knew that was false.
Yep.
And when we made an effort to, it's hard to not defend
To speak on it,
a
yeah.
parent when they're being attacked, and falsely, because people really don't have the information. And so we didn't even plan on or ever mean to defend him publicly, but we were doing press for our show, and then that's the thing that people would ask
What to
us
talk
about.
about.
And
I think
it just took on a life on its own.
Yeah, instinctually, you fight hard for your family.
But so what was David's take on the whole thing?
Our
David's
dad is
such-
so classy.
Right.
Our dad is like, we were like, Dad, you've got to tell the world that this is actually what happened, and this is it. He was like, you guys, I would never.
Right.
Yeah,
he has
like-
Grammys. Like,
Yeah, he's like, he doesn't say that, but he's like, I'm rich, I'm successful,
Right.
I have an amazing life. Why in God's name do I need to?
Totally.
But it was hard. It was
Of course.
very challenging.
But
when
the
people
thing-
have
I felt it was challenging for me.
Yeah, it's
and back then I wasn't best
still
friends with
is.
David Foster.
You
Now I
guys,
am.
we
I
were
feel
getting
even
like
more.
death threats. Like,
Were
this
you?
is not even a joke.
Well, we were like arguing with people online, and
Oh
our
my
dad just kept
God.
being like, "Can you not do that? Because
Right.
it doesn't really actually help anything."
not- yeah.
And
But what does it say about our society, these trolls that sit
Oh.
behind there, that watch these reality shows thinking it's
So
like,
Jackie
it's crazy.
the other day explained to me like the life cycle of a troll, and do it. It's so genius.
Okay,
Ready?
so a troll starts out just like you and me, like a normal person. And first they find something and they really like it. And then they start to love it. Then they become obsessed with it. Then whatever it is, like, does something that they don't agree with. And they feel this type of like
forgot that.
ownership.
Yeah.
Because they love it so much, they're so obsessed with it, they like keep
They
it
think
running.
they
They
own
feel like
it.
they own it. So when you do something that they don't agree with, that like level of love turns into like equal amounts of hate, and all of a sudden you find yourself being a troll.
And are these like functioning humans with
Yes.
jobs?
Like, yes, that's
and
what-
families.
It's-
if I was ever leaving comments on people's Instagram like you're fat and ugly, Jackie would text me and she'd be like, "What the hell are you doing?"
Yeah.
Like, don't these people have concerned, family members
yes,
or friends?
I would think the same thing.
And it's like embarrassing.
I don't think I could ever get away with doing that.
You guys,
No.
people would say things to me, and I naturally would like click on their profile, and they'd be like standing there like holding their baby
Yeah.
With
And
a
I'm like,
Bible verse.
Yo, you have children,
Yes.
and you're telling me to kill myself because my dad was
On a reality show.
It's like actually scary.
Well, so I can't help but just think of the Hadid sisters, and I would love to know what your relationship is like with them. Do you run into them?
We honestly really like the girls.
Yeah,
And
they're so nice.
you have to also remember.
I mean, all three
They
of the
were
kids.
they were little children.
Right.
Our parents were together for 10 years. So when we met them, they were like
12?
younger, I think. I mean, they were little kids, and
Listen,
so
if we'd known, we would have invested in their careers early.
Of
You know what I mean?
course,
We
get
didn't
in
really know where it was
early.
going.
Listen, I remember saying to Gigi, I'm like, do you really want to be a model? I'm like, why would you even do that? That's like, you're so smart.
Do you know how hard it's going to be?
No, but
Challenging
all,
with a beautiful
but
girl at every corner.
You guys,
Really?
Gigi is
No.
very smart.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
sure.
No,
Yeah,
like
she's not
people
an
I don't
idiot.
think know that she's very smart. She's like obsessed with criminal psychology.
Yeah,
she
she
would
was
just
Oh,
sit
she
and watch.
studied criminal justice.
She
at
would just like
New
watch
School.
Law and Order all day.
Right.
Like,
Well,
she's
then
not
I guess
as-
I'm smart too.
We have no
Yeah.
bad blood with them.
No,
Obviously,
right.
when people get divorced, you side with your parent.
Yeah.
You're protective of your parent. That's
Yeah.
the most natural state in the world. There's a big age gap between us, so it's not like we're hanging on the
Oh, yeah.
weekends. We're
I
very
hang
young.
with 21-year-olds, first of all.
Yes.
So
All the
You have
time.
children.
I know, but you know.
Anyway, we don't like run into them, but whenever we do, it's all peaceful. It's great.
Well,
They're nice
I
kids.
really just feel like we can end our show finally because we got justice for David Foster,
Right.
and that's really.
But did we?
think
I
so.
feel like
Yes,
did
we did.
Okay,
we did.
great.
We changed the narrative between the four of us. I
Yeah,
think we
I
really
think we
did.
really
We're
did.
changing
Okay.
hearts and minds.
Yeah.
Well, also something that my sister Olivia texted me this morning that I absolutely must talk to you, Sarah, about. Obviously, you played an iconic
You can leave,
role.
Erin.
I'm good. I'll stay.
You played an iconic role in an iconic show, 90210, and I know you hate to talk about it, but I'm not going to ask you what you think I'm going to ask
I
you.
don't hate to talk about it.
Oh, do you? Oh,
She
really?
loves to talk about
No, I don't. I mean, where was my Emmy? I mean, people seem to
couldn't agree
really
more.
appreciate this role.
You
It's
want
like,
to know what it was? I feel like between the dynamic of you two, you seem a little intimidating just because of your role. Like you were so good at it that we really thought.
She wasn't really acting.
By the way, Erin's like never seen it. Have you ever even seen an episode? I was really good, you guys.
You were really good, and
I
honestly,
think I've seen it.
I don't
it's
think
such
you
a
have.
staple
I think
of
you're
our
better in Very
generation.
Famous.
It's just
Well, I wasn't funny in 90210.
Yeah.
I mean, I
no,
was,
you were serious. It
very
was just
serious.
as impactful, I think, as Gossip Girl. Like at the time,
1000%.
They were on right after each other.
Yeah.
It's
You
not even
guys-
a hot take.
Well, so what I wanted to say was, I can't help but think of the Meghan Markle of it all, and I wanted to know if you ever saw her around on set, or people spoke about her
Or
in a
if,
way
like,
that
the
was like
group
she had
chat-
princessy
Wait,
vibes.
was she on it?
Was
She was
Meghan
on
Markle on
The
She was on
pilot
pilot
episode
episode.
giving Ethan a blowjob in
in the car, in the parking lot of school. You
That's
never saw
not
that?
very royal of her.
That's what I'm saying.
I can't believe you don't know that.
Whoa. Didn't no one talked about
I've
it.
never IMDb'd her.
Well,
I
it's
thought
very
that
interesting.
Suits was her first role.
No, she was on a couple Hallmark movies, and then before that, an extra. She was a FedEx girl in one of the movies. Yeah, we know a lot about her.
The moral of the story
cinematography.
is good for you, girl. You really found
She really
a way
worked it out. She really
to-
worked it out.
That is.
So I guess no one's talking about it
So,
on the
yeah.
90210 group chat.
Group chats.
No.
I have. This is news to me. Have you?
Oh,
I've
never heard
never.
this.
That's too
We'll
bad.
No
send
one
you the
spoke of her.
clip.
Right, because I feel like you guys, like you said, you could have invested in Gigi's career. You could have invested in becoming friends with Meghan. Like so many
I know.
opportunities that you guys
It's
missed.
so true. We really missed
Can you
a
imagine?
lot.
I
No,
could
you're
have been
like
at that
Forrest
wedding.
Gump.
Yeah,
Oh
We
my.
could be doing a lot better. But you know what? I'm happy with where we are.
but you could also be doing a lot worse.
Yeah, I
because you have a
agree.
boyfriend,
I do, yes.
and I met him, and he's so cute and so nice, and you guys really complement each other really,
He really
well.
is so cute.
How
and
did
so
you guys
nice.
meet?
It's really embarrassing.
Oh my
how we met.
God, this
It
is
is.
crazy. That you
It
think that
is?
this is embarrassing.
I think we met
No,
at the
it's
gym.
embarrassing.
That's
yeah.
not embarrassing.
What were you doing there?
It's
Erin?
so cheesy. We're not even like a weird workout couple.
Meeting at the gym
I
is
think it's
not
embarrassing.
cheesy. It's so funny. Now it's normal to be like, we met on
In
Bumble.
person,
We met
yeah.
online. Now it's just
Right.
normal to say this, but you don't want to tell people you met at the gym.
Well, it just doesn't feel like very on brand for me.
See, I agree with you, and I'm
You
like a
know?
little disappointed actually.
I get it. So listen, I don't know what happened, but we met at the gym.
Well, I'll tell you what happened. You slid into his DMs
That's
because you're a
true.
stalker.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
He was not paying attention to you
That's
at all,
true.
or me for that matter.
Yeah. By the way,
We
so
worked
she
out
was-
at the
something
same
wrong with
time.
She worked out there too, so he could have really blown up his spot if he was like hitting on her, checking her out.
Oh,
he
no.
didn't. Thank God.
I remember
God.
I would smile at him because just what you do at the gym when you're in this small
This
space.
is not like Equinox, okay? We were not.
It's
We
like
don't
a
go to a big
private-
gym.
No, it's a
Malibu.
small gym.
Tiny private gym. Very, very
Exclusive.
expensive. Exclusive. It's hard to
It's
get
actually
into.
not that expensive, which is why we go there.
Okay, fine, whatever. I was just trying to make it sound
What
cool.
are you talking about?
Just trying to make it sound cool.
Erin's the cheapest
you.
person ever. She
That's
does
true.
not own a nice pair of shoes. You don't understand.
First of all, these are rag and bone boots. Be nice.
Okay, you probably got them for free.
That's true.
She does not pay for.
Yeah, that's true. I'm
We'll
cheap.
talk about that.
This is Aritzia. It's also for
Anyways,
free.
Well,
It's
so
a
maybe you
very
want to join
affordable.
us
Good
in our New
American,
Year's
also free.
resolution. Our New Year's resolution this year is just to have 2019 be the year of free stuff. Like
More free stuff.
more free stuff. Like leveraging whatever it is that we have just to like not pay pay for stuff.
Partnerships.
Yeah, you know.
These good American jeans are genuinely my favorite new black jeans.
They're the best
They really are good. And this is an Aritzia sweater, and I'm obsessed with Aritzia. That's
And
just
Erin
true.
has a promo code that she'll read for you.
Yeah.
Wait, I always see people doing that with promo codes. I've never gotten a promo code. Is that a thing?
Like, I don't think you're a real influencer until you get a promo code.
Okay, no one's offered me a promo.
Sarah also texted me this morning and goes, how do I promote being on the thing this morning? And I was like, post a picture of it and tell people to watch it. Like, she doesn't know
Morning
anything. She doesn't understand digital anything.
Right.
I don't, but I can repost it when we're done, right?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
so I'll do that.
I'll send you everything you need,
cool.
Sarah. Don't worry.
For you, Sarah. You
Guys,
can
I'm
do
sorry, I
that.
have children. I don't know.
That doesn't make a difference.
But they should really keep you like up with the times, you know?
But Erin gives me a very big compliment. She tells me that I don't have mom vibe, which
Yeah.
which is interesting because I'm a mom, but apparently I don't have mom vibe.
Sad
She's
for your
like,
kids. Great.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm sorry. I just had a thought. Erin is an aunt.
Oh my goodness.
You're a famous aunt.
You're also a famous aunt.
I'm
You're a
definitely
full-time
an
aunt?
aunt. Am I famous?
Yes. Do you like just take a lot of pride in your aunt duties?
The most.
Not only that, but she gets jobs off being an aunt. I don't get jobs off being a mom.
yeah,
She
that's
gets
true.
jobs
Okay.
off being an aunt.
What jobs?
Like, do I like get like jobs to like spend a day with Valentina?
Oh, I
and
saw
then
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good stuff.
Zico Coconut Water
that's true.
calls her and is like, we would like you and Valentina to
Spend
do
the
this
day
whole
together, like do whatever Valentina
campaign.
wants.
I'm like, why wouldn't you just ask me
Right.
to do it with my daughter?
So I just say to Sarah, like, yo, can I, like, you know, pimp out your kid for a great Zico campaign? And she said, yeah, you got to pay her, though.
But to be
That's
clear,
fair.
I'm not like whoring out my daughter.
No, never.
Like,
I am.
She recently got asked to interview Margot Robbie for the cover of Harper's Bazaar, my 8-year-old daughter, which when I got the incoming email from the editor of Harper's Bazaar, I was like, oh, what are we doing for Harper's Bazaar? It was for my daughter to interview Margot Robbie.
But she said no.
Because they're a
What?
fan of her because of her Instagram.
She said no.
She said, you said no or your
I
daughter
said no.
I'm
not
in
gonna,
agreement.
you
As
know.
a fellow mom to my son, dog Theo.
I was going to say, wait, you don't have kids.
So yes, so we,
Okay, talk-
Jack, in addition to serving justice for David Foster, we're also out here serving justice for the importance of ants in a dog and a person's
human's life.
And we're highlighting famous ants, you know, throughout history.
Throughout history.
And Jackie really is like spearheading this campaign, and it just dawned on me that you two are an important
I am
aunt.
not just like an aunt. I am like a mother aunt.
Yeah,
Like
you really
I
are.
am like, I think of her kids as my kids. I pick
true.
them up from school. They call me when they need like, you know, advice. I am like the glue.
Theo does the same to
I'll
Jackie.
call her on a Sunday morning. I'll be like, yo, I can't deal. You
Right.
gotta come.
Pick
You
'em
gotta
up.
take both of them, take them to tennis. I need a nap.
Yeah.
So great.
And she's usually there.
Yeah, I'm pretty good about it.
So is Jackie.
I think of them as my own.
The importance of ants.
the importance of ants.
It's a great
Well,
role.
And speaking of family members, you guys are about to welcome a new one, Catherine McPhee.
Yes.
Do you like my segue?
You're really good at this, I
Thank
have
you.
to say.
You
Like,
are really
you
good at
guys are
this.
really.
Well, honestly, this is it. We nailed the interview of a lifetime. Like,
Right.
Like this is you guys are just really the epicenter of everything we love.
Right,
and
we
talk
could
about.
bring up any subject and find a way to relate it back
That's
to you.
amazing.
the Catherine McPhee of it all. And I just have loved watching her career. Like from seriously, like I watched her American Idol
She
and then
is
Smash.
so talented
So
and
talented.
scary.
She's
really
And
talented.
Did you
that's
see
why.
her Waitress? Because she was
No,
very
I didn't,
good.
but I heard rave reviews.
You
like,
can fly to
truly.
London to see her, and wait, she just.
It's
yeah,
very
I'm for
good. Very good.
I'll do that. But no, tell us about your relationship. You guys seem to like really get along.
It's genuine.
Yeah.
We really, listen, our dad has made some interesting choices in his life. So it doesn't matter how old somebody is.
Yes.
If they get along, and as a couple, they laugh all the time. She's really good to him. She makes the perfect amount of effort with us. Like, she doesn't try
Yeah.
too hard.
Right.
She doesn't ignore us. She helps our dad, like, facilitates a good relationship between us and our dad.
Right, 'cause
and
she
we can
could've
relate
been-
to her.
She could have been the Meredith Blake.
Oh
We've
my
had that a
God.
couple times.
Oh, you're right. You guys know Meredith Blake. You guys really, I feel like, we're the inspiration.
We
behind the
identify
Parent
with
Trap.
those two little twins
Yeah.
so deeply.
Hold on. we
I actually
haven't
went
had
to
all
I went
bad
to boarding school
experiences.
in
That's not
Switzerland,
true.
by the way.
Did
I just
you?
didn't get sent there. I begged to go to get away from.
Right, right,
Oh,
right.
wow.
That is so fucking funny. Well, it's really cute to see you guys like hang on Instagram.
But to
I
be
really
clear,
like it.
we loved Yolanda.
Yeah.
We're not, let's not go there.
No, I know. I'm just saying we didn't have all bad.
Did she bring you guys lemons?
Yes.
Of course.
Of course.
When life gives you
Did
lemons.
she make you go on the master cleanse ever?
Wait, I
Why
feel
would we
like
even
the
circle back to
master.
her? I mean, now we're like, it's
Yeah.
like let's move
We've
on.
moved forward, yeah. No,
Yeah.
we're really happy for David and Catherine. And
Yeah.
honestly,
Okay,
I'm not gonna lie. Like ever since they hooked up, like he's answered my texts like less frequently, and like, sometimes he doesn't.
Wait,
even
you have a
respond.
texting relationship with
I-
You
David?
guys met at Craig's or something
Yes,
one night?
I
Yeah.
really knew your dad like before I knew you guys.
That
But I
is
really used him to get to
hurtful.
you guys.
Yeah.
Well, because Cade knows him, and you guys know Cade.
Yes, of course.
Cade,
And I
you
was
have a
having
relation
dinner.
with Cade?
Yes,
She
Cade
works
is one of
with
my
him.
best friends, and we were eating dinner, and he knew David, and I was like, oh my god, thank God, now I get justice for David Foster.
Yeah.
And it really just like snowballed from there. But we had like a loving relationship. We just like met and we connected, you know, on like a chakra level.
Yes, I love that.
By the way,
That's really great.
Cade is so good at his job.
I know. Oh, look what he brought.
Look where we
look
at.
Look what he did.
Well, in all honesty, see this is just us.
Yeah.
Directly,
No, this is
one-on-one.
so great.
But you guys had your own thing, didn't you? You guys
we
had like
DM.
a whole,
We had a DM
you
relationship.
And that's a real relationship, and I feel like you guys can speak to that just as much as I can. Like,
sure.
there are people who like I've never met them, and like probably might never run into them, but if I did, I'd be like, oh, I know you. You know?
Something that really bothers me on Instagram is that you get DM requests from people, and sometimes people say things that are really emotional or really sweet, and you want to respond, you want to engage, you want to like. By the way, I like to tell someone where the sweater is that I'm wearing that they want to know. I just like to like communicate, but I want to close that conversation out.
The floodgates are
because
open.
then anytime I post, like I'm on the morning toast, oh my god, excited to watch you. I'm like, we're not friends.
And it's just the notification is annoying.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, Instagram has to figure that out. Like for us
We
famous people,
need to be able to close out a conversation.
I
Charles
couldn't
Porch,
agree.
I'm looking at you. My friend Charles works at Instagram, and I hassle him about.
Oh, I thought he was one of the people
DMing
DMing you.
Oh no,
That would be
Charles
funny.
Porch, close out our conversation.
I feel differently. I keep my conversations open. I like to engage all the time with my fans.
I don't buy that for 1 second.
Look at my thing. I keep it open. You can always.
Can I tell you something about Sarah? She gets notifications on her home screen of any human being that comments or likes on any photo of hers, whether she follows them or not.
Wow.
Wait, I don't think that's what I get.
Yeah, it is.
No, that's not what I get.
It is.
That's crazy.
I don't think on my new phone I get that.
That's crazy.
You did.
I
last
get
time.
likes from people I follow. I see who follows me,
Comments
and
by
I see
anyone.
comments.
by anyone.
Yeah, maybe.
So
I don't get that many comments.
here at the Morning Toast, and specifically Claudia, Oshry, I'd love to pit women against each other. And I'm just curious if you
It's
guys.
a really good time for that right now.
Yeah, right. I'm just curious if you guys ever get competitive, because people ask us that and we're like, no, but they don't believe us. Do you guys get competitive with like Instagram followers or like gigs or whatever?
Me and Erin. Erin's more competitive, I think.
Erin's
That
like, yeah.
is
I think.
a wild statement. It's a wild statement.
I
you
don't
guys.
feel that I
brought this up.
It's a wild statement because let me just.
I don't feel competitive with Erin. Like, I
Sarah-
want the best for Erin.
That's sweet.
That's not what competitive means,
Oh,
though.
what do you?
Doesn't
You're,
mean
you're getting really hyped up.
You're getting competitive.
Yeah,
About this answer.
I don't feel.
Okay, because
So
Sarah,
we'll let Erin take this.
Sarah is known for
Oh, we're in therapy now.
always
guys.
needing to let everyone know which ideas were hers.
Okay.
So she gets very competitive. Like when something happens, when we're both throwing out ideas and my idea turns into the thing that gets used for content or something like that, I don't think about it. And when it's
Wait,
Sarah's,
this isn't therapy. This
she
is like
always
a
has
comedy
to
show.
remind people that it was her idea. She's very competitive about like, oh, I invited
Credit.
that person, I had that idea, I had this. She's very like, she needs to know, people to know.
And how does that make you feel, Sarah, to hear Erin say that?
I think Erin just really took a different turn here.
Really? It doesn't feel heavy to you. Does it feel
feels-
heavy to anyone else?
No, it's good. It's,
No,
I'm
it's
glad we're airing these things
this
out.
doesn't feel heavy at all. I think because I'm not considered like a writer. Erin is a professional writer. I think that I write, so I probably sometimes get a little bit not insecure about it, but maybe insecure where I go, wait, I wrote that that
Right.
because people don't think of me
Right.
as a writer. People think Erin is like coming up with
genius.
all of it, but really
know what? That's
I'm
true.
coming up with a handful of it
That's
also.
what I feel about being a
I
So
will
I probably
say,
get
people
like
think
that.
I'm like the mastermind behind everything, and I'm not.
Oh.
Is Sarah?
Well, no, it's just a combination.
Yeah, it is a
It's like it's a true
you're in agreement.
combination.
Yeah.
Yes,
agreement.
but that's why I'm like, you don't need to tell me. I know you have good ideas all the time.
Right.
I think it's less with her and it's more like other people.
Yes.
It's more like the producing partners and the
Industry.
managers. I'm like, that was my idea. That would, you know.
I understand that. Do you guys
but
live close
but
to
in
each
the,
other?
But in the big picture,
Very close, like a mile.
Oh, yeah.
But in the big picture, like, I think that's why we've been able to have the partnership last as long as it has lasted, because we really aren't competitive with each
No.
other. Like, we want the other to do well, and I don't know. I can't. That would be horrible if I felt like competitive with her. I don't think I could work with her.
Well, do you guys read what people say, like, about your friend? Like, people, like, love to conjecture, or whatever the word is, about, like, your, like, people are always like, Claudia must hate Jackie, and Jackie must hate Claudia.
Here's
like,
what we don't like is obviously we have a banter with each other and we like make fun of each other a lot. But what we don't like is a lot of people try to connect with us by talking shit about the other one.
Oh, no, that's not cool.
And that does not work because at the end of the day, we have each other's backs 100%.
Right.
And whatever we're saying about each other and to each other on Instagram has been pre-approved.
Of
It's not like
course.
staged, but like Sarah will say something and be like, wait, was that too mean?
Right, I was
was
like,
that
I don't wanna
offensive?
be mean.
And I'm
Yeah.
like, no, I don't care. It's all the things that we know we can joke about. And so when someone wants to connect with us by being like, I think you're the better one, or you're the funnier one, or Sarah's not this, or Sarah's not that, or Erin's not this.
No, not cool.
It's like, we're not trying to like bash our sister to with a stranger.
You know what's
Totally.
crazy is when people write like, Erin's so much prettier than you. I'm like, who says that?
Right.
Like, that's
It's a
just
weird,
so
yeah, it's weird. I mean, it's true,
weird.
but it's like, you don't need to say it.
It's just better left unsaid.
Yeah, it's like, everyone, you don't just
But
say
it's
something
true. I
everyone
think people think that's the way to endear them.
We don't like that. We don't like,
No, that's fucked up.
No, that's fucked up. How many nights a week do you guys like leave the house? I feel like you guys are always like at events and stuff,
Erin
which
is like so
tiring.
thirsty. Erin's out every night. She always has a plan, less with a boyfriend.
Oh, that's true.
I do not. I don't go anywhere.
Right.
Unless I'm getting paid,
Okay.
or unless like I don't go on girls' dinners. I don't go on girls' vacations.
Okay,
I don't.
but we
do
did
any
just
of
have a
that.
GNO, and it was like for the first time ever, and it was so much fun, and I would recommend.
I
Just
would
like,
highly
I'm
recommend.
desperate to do it. I have a 3-year-old and an 8-year-old.
Oh, yeah.
You guys, I go to bed at like 8:30. I fall
She
asleep.
does go to bed early. But me being thirsty, when I go out during the week,
Would you like to address those comments?
I would love to address those comments and let you know how those make me feel. When I go out, it's going to dinner with like 4 friends,
Right.
or going
Or a
over
club.
to Jamie and Nico's house and cooking,
Yeah.
or staying in with my boyfriend and trying to cook so he'll like
Right.
marry me or something.
Right, so
You know what I
he'll
mean?
You're
It's
a
like-
lot more
that.
domesticated in this relationship.
Yeah, because I've never
Cooking.
That's how
actually,
you know you care.
I've never wanted to cook for anyone before.
Oh yeah, she's like a good cook. Who knew?
But that's because I've never had anyone be nice to me before, probably in a relationship. And so when someone's like really good to you, you want to like be good
Take
to
care of
them and
them.
take care of them.
Totally.
I've always been on the defensive end of a relationship, and I'm like, fuck you. I'm not gonna take care of you, cook for you.
You
That
want me to
shit
cook
that I
for
saw
you?
on your phone the other day, like, I've never been in a relationship where I'm not mad at him about anything.
Right,
So
all
I'm
the
like,
time.
oh,
She's
do you want me to do
constantly
something
like
for you?
DMing like chefs and people that write
so cute. Do you have any new
cookbooks, and she's like, "Do you have any new
recipes?"
recipes?"
That is
Like,
so cute.
This is her
Yeah.
DM vibe. It's good.
Yeah.
No, that means you're growing up.
Yeah, I think so too.
I look forward to it.
Thank you.
For me, but you too.
Right, thanks.
Okay, well, where can people keep up with the never-ending Foster sisters? Where do you suggest following you?
I guess just on our Instagram. I don't do
I
any
don't
other
like
thing.
Facebook. I don't do any of it.
Yeah.
YouTube. I mean,
No, there's
it's all
nowhere
about
else.
a YouTube channel.
Listen, we're gonna start a podcast.
it's all about a YouTube channel.
Well, I was gonna when I was
That
brushing
seems
my
like
teeth
the
today.
logical next
when you were
step.
brushing your teeth.
I was thinking, I'm like, I wonder why, because I was thinking, like, what are Sarah and Erin here to promote? I'm like, nothing. I'm like, I wonder why they don't have a podcast.
It's really just been laziness.
Okay.
And honestly, just trying to figure out the right path. There's a lot of different paths to do a podcast. Do you live tour it? Do you do it in a little studio with like friends? Do you do it live? I mean, this is probably our vibe, right?
Yeah.
This is very relaxed. And being live is fun, because then, like, you don't have to think about it.
And you
It's
don't
like
have
the
to
show's
edit it.
over.
If you said
and you
it,
said what you
oops.
said, and I meant it.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
We probably have to edit a little bit with Sarah though.
Probably. No, I think it's also, I don't want to say it's time consuming, but we have our hands in so many different things right now. She wrote a pilot for Fox this last pilot
I
season.
saw, and it's about your
life.
life, kind of.
Well, it wasn't really because it was called Daddy Issues, and it was about a girl who can't find a good guy because she has daddy issues, and her dad ends up dating her best friend. That was not based on Catherine McPhee,
No,
though.
no.
They weren't together at the time.
And
Maybe
you
they
did-
were
did you know
dating-
her
And I
before?
wasn't friends with her
Right,
before,
okay.
so I met her through him. So that wasn't really. It just accidentally kind of happened at the same time.
yeah, that's cute. That'll be good.
Well, it didn't get picked up, so
Oh, well, when it does.
Who was in it?
John Johnson
dead.
Would
played
you-
her dad.
yeah, that's true.
That's cool.
Would you ever cast Sarah to play you in something you wrote?
To play
No.
me, probably not. But to play her, to play my sister, to play a different character.
Yeah.
Every single thing I write a character for Sarah.
Oh, that's nice. How would you feel about
She's
being on
very
set,
funny to write for.
Directed
She's
by
a great
Erin?
actress.
Well, she
She is.
directed me in Barely Famous.
Oh, right.
But what's so interesting is I sort of directed her in Daddy Issues. For the first time, not the roles reversed, but for the first time, I was behind the camera on that pilot. And it was actually a pretty good dynamic.
Yeah, it was.
But the point is that we were so focused on that, and before that, Barely Famous, and then we ended up selling another show to another network. We're the creative directors at Bumble. We sort of are wearing a lot of hats
Yes,
right
you
now.
are.
Yeah.
And you want to make sure that when you do a podcast or whatever, that you can fully devote all your time to make it the best that it can be. So we're just sort of trying to. Time management is not the best, and television at the end of the day is our bread and butter. So
And it's where the money's at.
Not a lot of money on podcasts, guys.
yeah.
You're telling us. Okay, so make sure to keep up with Sarah and Erin Foster on Instagram at Sarah Foster, at Erin Foster.
Yep.
Easy, like the easiest names ever.
So easy.
Pretty.
Like so American, and just I'm jealous of what your grade school experience was
I
like.
know.
I was like, Oshry, O-S-A-R. It's pronounced Oshry. So we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with the rest of the show. So make sure to keep up with the Foster sisters, like I said, on Instagram at Sarah Foster, at Erin Foster. And if you
Thanks,
want to follow
guys.
The Morning Toast on Instagram too, we wouldn't be upset about it. We will be back in just a minute, so stay tuned. guys. Sorry, we are back. I'm like so out of breath, like exhausted. That was honestly like better than I thought it was gonna be. Like I knew it was gonna be great, but that was even better. They're so funny and like they really like play into the roles that like they made for themselves, but they are like funny true sisters.
And like they have each other's backs. It was so enjoyable. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. I was literally just like,
no, they
you
really,
don't say.
It was actually like easy to interview them because you didn't even have to ask a question. They just started like saying what you wanted them to say.
They really are pros, and if and when they start the podcast life,
it'll be good for them.
It'll be easy for them.
And they'll secure like the most premium guests, like Nicole Richie, like
of
everyone.
course.
Must be
honestly,
nice.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But you know, podcasting is hard work.
I know, people don't understand the life of a podcaster. And like people like who have a podcast every once a week are like, it's a lot of work, and it is, but like we do this fucker 5 times a day.
Right, once a week is different.
I can't imagine having a weekly podcast. It sounds like a dream.
Yeah.
Just like showing up for work one day.
Yeah, crazy stuff.
Totally.
Anyways, happy Monday, everyone.
Happy
I'm
Monday.
So like off center.
Me too.
I don't know where I am.
I think we're physically off centered. No kidding.
Where I am. What time is it? I can't believe it's Monday. Like now it feels like a Wednesday.
Well, no, it was just a crazy week last week because we didn't do a show Friday. Mm-hmm. Did we do? Margot filled in Thursday.
Margot filled in Wednesday. You did one with me on Thursday.
Yeah, so Tuesday and Thursday were the days where like I wanted to die.
Uh-huh.
And it was so hard. Honestly, I haven't had strep since I was a kid, and I don't remember it being anything like that. It was so terrible. I really thought at one point in the middle of the night, I was like, Ben, take me to the hospital.
So sad. But, gotta ask, over, under, how much weight did you lose?
Okay, so I lost 4 pounds. I didn't weigh myself today, because in the past 2 days, like, it actually, I was like loving not eating because I wasn't hungry, so I was like not really, I was like living for it. But then I was on so many meds, I got sick again from not eating and being on Augmentin, which gave me the worst diarrhea of all time.
Which is why we didn't have a show Friday. Because it just would have been a lot of in and out.
Un disastre.
I was actually thinking about it, like you might have pooped your pants.
Yeah, no, 100%. But so, no, that's what was
and
so
these
upsetting.
shirts are white.
Was that I didn't eat anything, and Augmentin gives you like crazy diarrhea, but when you have nothing to poop, it's like, it was just terrible stomach pain with no end game. So I made my situation worse by not eating. So in the past couple of days, I've been having to eat a lot of bread while I take my Augmentin. So I'm definitely back up the 4 pounds that I lost, you know?
Well, you look great to me.
Thank you, sister.
We're happy to have you back. My weekend was great. I feel like we have so much to talk about, obviously, you know, the Fast Five, and so much TV. My weekend was so good. We spent a wonderful day together on Saturday creating premium content. We did a podcast episode because we really both like had a pit that we
missed Friday.
We ditched you guys, and so much was happening. So I'm glad that we were able to do a podcast with Theo while he licked my hand the entire time. It was a precious angel man,
and that
gem
is
of a boy.
Regular free episode that's available on Spotify and iTunes. And then we also recorded a Patreon episode about, we did a part 2 of all the drama in the Facebook groups because it was never ending, and it was really funny. And that one's available on our Patreon. So we were just working women this weekend, and honestly, I don't feel exhausted at all. I mean, clearly, I don't feel well rested at all. I feel exhausted.
I feel exhausted too, except yesterday I slept so good.
Oh, how nice.
Like on Saturday night to Sunday morning, it was a dream. It was like the city was finally quiet for the first time in so long because it was raining. I guess people were like, okay, we'll stay home.
Well, something interesting is I made my bed differently. I usually make my bed like a normal person. Like I pull the cover up all the way to the top and then I put the pillows. But I did something fancy.
You folded it back?
I folded it half. You know how they do in hotels?
Yes.
Like fancy ass. And when I got into my bed after that, like my bed was different. And Ben said, he was like, the bed feels different. I'm like, that's the way I made the bed.
It is different.
It was really
better
nice.
or worse?
Much better. So actually today is the first day probably in 6 years that I didn't make my bed. I just couldn't. Like I was so tired. And I knew I was going to get right back into it after the toast.
That's when you know.
Yeah.
Except we have a long episode, so you never know.
Well, because there's so much.
I'll keep you here till 4.
The world doesn't stop turning. I'm sweating in my breast. Actually, my boob sweat has really decreased since I started. I only exclusively wear my Third Love bras now, and I used to wear these weird bras from Amazon that like squished my boobs together. And boob sweat for someone of my size is a very real issue that millions of Americans suffer from every year. And the Third Love
men and women.
Oh yes, of course. That's just ask Ben. The way that the Third Love bra separates my boobs, don't get me wrong, I'll never be a person who doesn't have boob sweat, but I'd say I've lost about 50% of boob sweat, which if you're a sufferer, you know how impactful that can be.
That's great. I'm not a boob sweat sufferer. I'm more of a 4-boob sufferer.
Oh, yeah.
Which has really gotten better since using Third Love as well. Like today, I just have 2 lumps.
And I think everyone in the world knew about Third Love before I did.
Right.
Because when we first started talking about it on the toast, everyone was like, oh my God, finally. And I was like, You guys knew about this and you didn't tell me?
No, I totally agree. But for those of you who are like us and didn't know about Third Love, it is just the best way to get a bra. There is a Fit Finder quiz where you only have to answer a few simple questions to find your perfect fit. Over 10 million women have taken the quiz to date, including these two women, and are just looking better off for it. There's comfort, quality, 100% fit guarantee. Third Love knows there's a perfect bra for everyone, so right now they're offering our listeners 15% off your first order. Go to thirdlove.com/morningtoast now to find your perfect fitting bra and get 15% off your first purchase. That's thirdlove.com/morningtoast for 15% off today.
When it comes to recommendations, like I wouldn't, recommend, like I wouldn't suggest anyone listen to my recommendations about like, juice cleanses or workouts. But when it comes to boob sweat, there's nobody more wise than me.
I completely agree.
I also want to
We're experts in the field.
I just want to talk about how my shirt, it's from Shein, Shein. And I got a lot of questions about, because I said that I was going to place an order, and the toasters gave me some good advice, and they were really requesting a follow-up. So I got the package. It did take a very long time to come from China, and I listened to the toasters' recommendation. They said, do not buy a shirt that doesn't have reviews, because that means it's fit for a doll. And I want to say, of all the things I ordered, nothing came fit for a doll. They also told me to size up because it's so cheap. And that was the one piece of advice I wish I didn't listen to, because everything is huge on me. But honestly, not terrible quality. I did need to steam it, but I didn't.
I have a question. Do you have a steamer?
Well, I do. It's on the way from Amazon, because when I bought all my stuff from Shein, it came so fucking wrinkly that I ordered a handheld steamer.
Wow, that's really adult of you. I steam my stuff in the shower.
So that's what...
and it really works.
It really works. In my old apartment, I had the Joy handheld steamer. I don't know how it got in my apartment, but I was so grateful every time that I did. And I got lost in the move, and there have been 3 or 4 times since I moved where I'm like, damn, I need a steamer. So I finally went and bought one.
And it's not a Stanley steamer?
No, it is a Amazon's Choice steamer.
Interesting.
I never know when to trust Amazon's Choice.
I
they populate
feel like
products
Amazon's
to the top.
Choice is sponsored. I don't trust any, even with Google results, if it's at the top with ad or choice.
No.
Get out of here.
Amazon has the first row is sponsored.
And then they have Amazon's Choice. But who are you? Jeff Bezos, you don't know what I need.
Right. And I just don't know if that's something you get paid for, or really it's the bestseller.
Because if you knew what I needed, you wouldn't put an office in New York.
Exactly. Well, it is esteemed, I can't even talk.
It is our great joy to bring you the Fast 5 stories that you need to know before you wake up and take a bite out of your morning toast. Also, in addition to the stories, there are a few things that we need to talk about. Just want to put it out there so we don't forget. 1, Vanderpump Rules. 2, Dumplin.
Mm-hmm.
3, that might be it.
Okay.
First story, piggybacking off
Miss
of...
Universe.
Miss Universe
Is
what
third
you want to
thing
talk
I
about.
wanna
Okay, piggybacking off of the drama from last night. Wait, so Dumplin. The drama from this weekend between Kanye, Drake, Kardashians, Ariana Grande.
We broke down
a whole recap on it on our podcast episode on Saturday, and I'm honestly so glad because we do not have the time today.
No, and I'm glad that we don't have to catch up on 3 days worth of tweets. Now we're just catching up on the, the Sunday of it all.
Right. So if you want our hot take on that podcast, Kylie Jenner is standing up for her man Travis Scott and wants to ensure there is no bad blood between him and Kanye West.
Oh, I saw this.
On Saturday night, the 21-year-old reality star jumped to the defense of boyfriend Travis Scott, who also might be her husband, but no one wants, they call each other husband and wife, and therefore they're boyfriend and girlfriend.
It's unclear, but it also doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't matter, but it's she literally calls him her husband. E-News, boyfriend.
Right.
Father of their daughter, Stormy Webster, 2 days after her brother-in-law ranted online mostly about Drake and accused Scott of allowing Drizzy to insert, quote, sneak disses into his song, Sicko Mode. West also tweeted, quote, I hit Trav earlier today. Now he just hit me. More threats. On Saturday morning, West tweeted, met with Trav at my crib this morning. We expressed ourselves. It's all love.
What the hell is going on?
So in Sicko Mode, Drake and Scott rap about how they prefer, quote, checks over stripes, referring to Nike, a brand they both have deals with, and Adidas, which manufactures West's Yeezy sneakers.
Right.
Before meeting with Scott, Kanye tweeted, quote, bet it never be a checks over stripes line again on a Trav song on Donda. And then, I guess, Travis posted a picture of his check. And then Kylie responded to a fan who commented about him, saying he's not being petty. This is a sweatshirt design. The sock is a part of the design. Everyone is good, moved on, living life. For anyone who wasn't aware, Travis has had a deal with Nike and still does. Point is, it's all been talked out. It's only positive energy.
This is just so weird because I feel like if any family can really separate business, money, and just personal lives, it's the Kardashians. They understand money is money, business is business. And so Travis having a deal with Nike shouldn't be a big deal. Good for him.
Right. Kylie had a deal with Puma and they weren't getting in arguments.
And the fact that Kanye does Adidas, like it shouldn't be a big deal, and they're like the one family who can like separate the two. So this is just weird and very off-brand for them.
I agree, but they didn't make it super nasty.
No.
And technically, like, the girls know how to deal with interpersonal drama.
The
but
boys.
the boys, this might be a first-time offense.
Yeah.
And I feel like they actually handled it pretty well while still keeping the public up on it because, Travis is involved.
Right.
It's just really crazy. They all work in the same field. It's like, if you and your in-laws like worked in the same office.
No, that'd be like
and there
so
was like
awkward.
corporate drama.
Yeah. No, like the corporate equivalent of this is like the Mackenzie file of it all.
Right. It's like if your brother-in-law like lost the Mackenzie file.
Or he landed it when I really wanted that case.
Right. And then and he botched it. And
Right.
you're like, wow, and you go to get the superior and you're like,
Imagine the opportunity.
imagine the opportunity had I been given the Mackenzie file.
Right.
There's only ever one Mackenzie file.
And here's the thing. The thing is that it all comes back to the Mackenzie file.
It really does. What's in
Truly.
that file?
I don't know. It's a closed case.
It's the eighth
It's
wonder of the
confidential.
world.
It's confidential.
Anyways, I just feel like all this Twitter drama this weekend is really so crazy.
And this is what will keep Twitter like alive as a business, because for the most part, Twitter has no future. Like as a social media professional, like I can firmly say like Twitter is a dying app. It's losing users.
A social media guru, would you say?
Yes. They make no money, but things like this will always keep Twitter in the realm of relevancy. So good for them.
Agreed.
Like Snapchat, Kylie is keeping Snapchat alive. Kanye is keeping Twitter alive.
Agreed. Wow. Between all, and then
They're
Kim's,
putting so many brands on their back.
they are, and then Kim keeps Instagram. Interesting.
But it's interesting, but it's alive on its
It's
own.
alive and well, but she
For
keeps
now.
she keeps it interesting.
Yeah. And I guess, Courtney keeps MySpace interesting.
And we're keeping Facebook alive with all of our many groups. If you want to know
That's
about
true.
all the drama, patreon.com/themorningtoast.
Well said, Jackie. Well said.
Speaking of more drama that's really fucking wild and what's the word? Dirty laundry is just being strewn about.
Okay.
JWoww's estranged husband, Roger
my
Matthews,
God.
breaks down over restraining order.
So much drama happened.
So much drama.
He started it.
It depends whose side
No,
you're
on social media, he
He
started
started
it.
on social media.
He started it in the terms of airing the dirty laundry. What actually happened, I don't know. It's not my business, and we'll never find out the truth. But in terms
He
of
started it in terms of filming himself in the
the
back of a cop car.
In the back of a cop car.
That's the Sam Hunt song.
Oh my God, wait.
Maybe he was just inspired.
Maybe it's literally Sam Hunt was telling the future, predicting the future about Roger Matthews.
Perhaps. I'm going to try to explain the story as best as possible, but every minute something changes and someone's editing their captions and tweets are being deleted.
To be honest, this is the type of story you really can't follow.
No, you have to be watching it live.
No, not even that. We can't recap it for you, but all I know is that they're going through a nasty divorce and the cops were called, and then Roger decided to start airing it on social media, to which Jenny and Snooki both decided then they had to respond to. It's really unclear who started it in terms of the fight and what the hell happened, and I thought they were getting back together, and I thought Roger, and I think as much as I love Roger and I'm really was here for them getting back together, now that I'm just watching all this unfold, I think he's kind of crazy and manipulative.
Well, though they were said to be working on things following their September divorce announcement, it's become clear that all is not well with JWoww and her estranged husband, Roger Matthews. Okay, total side note, fourth thing that we need to talk about is SML.
Yeah.
In several Instagram videos recorded from the back of a police car, 43-year-old Matthews opened up about the melee that took place at his house earlier.
Who wrote this?
Great word, page 6.
Melee.
I'm pro-melee.
Play.
Matthews claimed he called the police because Jenny JWoww Farley was hysterically screaming at him and threatened to call the authorities, so he called them first.
Authorities.
I
You're
know.
talking like you're from Jersey.
Quote, I documented with them that I was concerned she was going to make up a fake story, he said in a video. He then left to record a podcast with his friend. He didn't come on the Morning Toast, which,
Upsetting.
which might have changed things for the better, but, everyone makes their decisions. He alleged...
You made your bed. Now lie in it. Roger.
He alleges that he eventually returned home, went to sleep, and was woken up around 2:30 a.m. by police escorting him out of the house he shares with his estranged wife.
This is just too convenient.
The Jersey Shore star had obtained a restraining order against him, but no arrests were made. Police drove Matthews to a friend's house where he then recorded teary-eyed videos explaining that he didn't want to go public with their issues out of fear of their two children, Melanie and Grayson, seeing them later in life, but ultimately he wanted transparency. Quote, I'm sorry that it has come to this. Find one human on planet Earth who says I didn't fight for my family. You will not find them. I will survive this storm, and I am now dedicated to complete transparency so that justice may prevail in the end. So his theory is to post everything so that everyone has all the facts and that he really is, Jenny has a bigger platform, so he feels like he needs to
I didn't think about that.
defend
the followers.
himself. And she has the followers and,
The respect.
If we don't know what's going on and she gets a restraining order against him, we think that he's crazy.
I honestly don't know whose side to take, and it's like so confusing, and there's like too much information being thrown at me for me to even like start to like understand it, and I'm not that interested in that in their like dynamic to like read all the long captions.
Right.
Like
And
Snooki's
then-
caption was so long.
Right. So then JWoww hasn't been responding directly. She put out a statement via her publicist, and then Snooki has been really going to bat for her, which is basically JWoww's response to Roger.
Yeah.
Which is like, I don't know.
No, it's like stupid because you know that like every caption is approved by Jenny, so like why don't you just address
Right.
it, Jenny?
You want to look like you're above it, but really you're down there in the trenches
in the
too.
comment section fighting off trolls.
Releasing your Nest video
Yeah.
of the police there when Jenny was saying, and it was sweet because she was crying about her husband to the police, but she was like, he is a good dad, like I don't want to keep him from his kids, but blah, blah, blah.
But like, what's annoying is like there's so much information being thrown at us, but there's no information being told to us. Like, what the hell started all this? Like, why are they getting divorced? Like, what is the root of all this?
What is the root of their issues?
Right?
I feel like it's Jersey Shore family vacation.
Maybe.
Took them down, like, because like her having to leave.
Right.
He doesn't
and
like
work
that, but like
full time.
yeah, but like she's working, she's she's sustaining
Making
this
money.
life that they live a very nice life, like that they wouldn't have
They
been
live in a mansion.
without Jersey Shore, and like she recognizes that she needs to like pay her dues to the show. I feel like she's very, it's a lot,
Yeah.
and he's not
I
supportive.
think that's something a lot of the Jersey Shore people struggle with because they really had to acclimate into very average normal life with with this money that doesn't last forever. And now the show coming back when they've gotten used to being regular people who like are on the PTA and send their kids to school, but they're being offered like hundreds of thousands of dollars. But it really disrupts the family dynamic. I feel like a lot of people are like in the Jersey Shore family like are struggling with that.
yeah, but they
But
also
that's just
are
my
living.
professional take.
No, it's like they're living average lives while also getting hundreds of thousands of dollars, but they're living better lives than they would have.
If the show never happened.
Right, like just like, I don't know. But also it's interesting to see what they all did with it because like I think Jenny and Snooki really were the most prudent with their success.
Yes.
Like they still live near where they would have lived anyway, just like in bigger homes,
Yep.
Nicer cars,
Yep.
whereas others spent it all and didn't pay their taxes.
On like fancy, Rolls Royce.
Right, Ronnie,
Totally.
Sitch. Vinny's
Sitch.
very prudent.
Yeah, I think he still lives at home.
Sitch. If
There's
only
nothing-
he married Snitch.
Oh my God, it would be the situation.
Hashtag Snitch.
A wedding celebration.
The Snitch.
That would be their wedding hashtag. Are your ears popping?
No, but they're parsed.
My ears are popping right now.
Really.
And not in the good way, but like I feel like I'm on an airplane.
And you're gonna step off into a new land?
Hopefully. I mean, one can only dream.
Anyways, we're just breezing through the JWoww and Roger stuff. If you are interested, go follow for yourself because they're really like live streaming their divorce.
Yeah, really airing their shit-stained underwear.
Right. But I've always just really loved them, and they have such a sweet family. So whatever, I no longer ship them
Yeah, no.
because this clearly isn't
Toxic.
a healthy relationship. But I hope that they're able to work.
Yeah, I've been like a champion of theirs. Like I've loved watching their love grow from just like when she left that toxic relationship. And in his videos, he was referencing some of her exes, and I did not like that. So I'm just not sure. I feel myself turning on Roger when like I was so team Roger forever because his Instagram's so funny. But I don't know. Instagram is such a lie, and like this is the perfect example of like you really don't know what the hell is going on behind closed doors. Because like Instagram would say they had the perfect life.
No, but you really don't know what's going on behind closed doors. Instagram is a lie, but they've always been so honest with their Instagram, and that like, but I thought that's what made them sustainable.
Real. That's what made them real.
Like he would post stories like Jenny's annoying the fuck out of me.
Yeah.
These kids are crazy. Life is
But
wild.
maybe it was too real.
It was like a cry for help.
Yeah, that's not good.
Speaking of a cry for help, this story is really sad. Colin Kroll, the co-founder of Vine and the founder of HQ Trivia, was found dead in New York. Colin Kroll, chief executive of popular quiz app HQ Trivia, was found dead Sunday morning in his apartment in New York City, according to law enforcement. Police found his body while conducting a welfare check at the request of a concerned woman. He was 34.
That's so shady. What the hell is a welfare request and who's a concerned woman?
A welfare check is when you don't hear from someone for a while, you call the police or like their landlord and they will get into the apartment
Check
and
up on
check
them.
up on them.
Okay.
The cause of Kroll's death has yet to be confirmed by a medical examiner, police said, but several reports, including in the New York Times, have said Kroll died of an overdose and that cocaine and heroin were found near his body.
Oh, shit.
That's really sad.
That's really sad. And when I read the article, I was trying to find like what he died from, and it said before they knew it was like a confirmed overdose, they said there was drug paraphernalia in his apartment, and like that word paraphernalia is weird.
Why? Like,
I
'cause
just
it
think
sounds
of
like
dildos.
memorabilia. Oh.
No, like I don't know why. Like when I think of paraphernalia, I think of like titty tassels.
That's titty paraphernalia.
No, but it's like drug paraphernalia. So I'm like, there were titty tassels next to the bong.
Perhaps. I mean, sure.
And like drug paraphernalia is like so vague. Like, okay, like was it a joint?
A bong.
Or was it like a needle and a spoon?
When I think of drug paraphernalia, I think of a big bong.
Right, but like that's not what causes an overdose.
No, this story's really sad.
So young and successful.
HQ Trivia tweeted, "We learned today of the passing of our friend and founder, Colin Kroll, and it's with deep sadness that we say goodbye. Our thoughts go out to his family, friends, and loved ones during this incredibly difficult time."
Does HQ still go on, the game?
I believe HQ does go on because I saw a story about like that Scott Rogowski in the opening did like a
How you
small
addressed it?
eulogy for
Oh,
Colin.
that's sweet.
Do any of you guys still play HQ?
I was gonna say, talk about a fall from grace.
Talk about a blast from the past.
Yeah, like that was the hottest thing ever. And when it was happening, I was like, I love this game so much. Like, I hope it never ends. And like a day later, like I forgot about it.
Right,
Their
and I remember
notifications were
people being
annoying.
like, it's never gonna end. I'm like, I could tell you right now that it's gonna end.
I could tell you it was going to end when Scott Rogowski came on our show and was so unbelievably rude. And like the only thing people wanted to know was like, where does the $10,000 come from? And he like wouldn't tell us. And he was
No,
like, being
and
rude.
he was like, made us feel weird for wanting to know.
Yeah, like literally the most requested question. The only thing, like, no offense, like he's not like HQ is like, but him. What could you ask him besides like questions about HQ? He's not like doesn't have this portfolio.
No, what can you ask him besides questions like, how did you get this job? How did you get here?
Right.
I took the subway.
Right.
That was his answer. When we asked him, how'd you get to where you are? I took the subway.
As a comedian myself, I just have to say that is probably the worst type of humor. Like not funny dad jokes that are like a little off, like rude, you know?
Yeah.
And he was like, wow, you guys are really nervous to be talking to me. We're like, we are? Please, I spoke to Teddy Mellencamp this morning. I'm fine.
Please.
I was about to say Medi Tellencamp.
She was on VPR
Oh,
last
that was
night.
so weird. We have to talk about that.
We'll get to it.
at
Okay,
the end.
we're breezing through the stories. The next story is just, speaking of Meghan Markle.
Uh-huh.
Prince Harry will snub traditional royal family Boxing Day shoot to avoid upsetting animal lover Meghan.
Ooh.
Prince Harry, 34, has taken part in the family event for more than 20 years, but Meghan strongly opposes blood sports and refuses to wear any fur. Meghan's aversion to hunting is believed to have first caused issues last year. Insiders say that Harry has changed hugely since meeting his American wife.
What's the event?
So Prince Harry missed out on the traditional Boxing Day pheasant shoot with his brother Prince William at Sandringham to avoid upsetting his animal-loving wife. So it's like a pheasant shoot that they do every year. And like if you watch
What's a
the
pheasant
Queen,
shoot?
pheasants are like birds. It's hunting.
Oh, that's sad. Honestly,
And-
this is one thing Meghan Markle being a diva I can get behind.
But like hunting is like really important to the Queen.
No, totally.
And he does it with his brother every year, and this just solidifies that there's tensions brewing.
No, and don't get me wrong, it's very sad that a tradition is ending. But some traditions, have to end. And this is one that I won't miss. And this is where like Meghan Markle coming in as like a biracial divorcee, like being all progressive. This is one thing she's doing. I'm like, yes, bitch, you get those, save those birds.
Save those pheasants.
Save those pheasants. And I guess you have to wear fur when you go. That's what it sounded like.
Yeah, I'm looking at this picture of them here. It doesn't look like they're wearing fur, but she, one, doesn't wear fur, and two, is anti-hunting.
No, I'm here. Like, this is a diva-like tendency. I'm behind. Thank you, Meghan, for bringing some justice for the pheasants.
I don't know.
I mean, the justice today has been just, like, overserved.
Right. I'm not a hunting advocate by any means, but, like, this is a standing tradition, and it just seems like just so crazy to be upended just because Meghan doesn't like it.
But it's like the world changes so much, and, like, hunting back when like you needed to hunt to live, to wear those furs to not die in the cold winters and to feed off their meat.
And to eat every piece of the buffalo.
Like to me, that's no question. Like we gotta hunt. But now it's like we can make a jacket out of anything. McDonald's is churning out food. Like we don't need to kill animals.
You don't need to hunt for sport.
For sport. Like that's stupid.
I agree.
Like and to like Meghan, good for you.
No, I agree.
But
with
this
that.
is being looped into like her and Kate, and like this is different. This is her having
but
principles.
I think, no, but
and
I think
so admire that.
I think it's both.
Yeah,
I don't
for
think
sure.
it's being looped into. I think it is.
No, she's
both.
definitely like leaning on this. Like, no, I don't hunt, so I can't hang out with Kate that day.
Right. But I agree. Hunting for sport, it's very
It's so unnecessary.
a thing of the past. It's just like how back in the day you had to go look at an elephant in an arena because like we didn't
There
have
was nothing
National
else to do.
Geographic because you needed entertainment. But like now you can go watch it on your TV and like leave the elephants in the
Right,
wild.
and this is a perfect segue like into the straws. Like, it's like we still need them. Like we live in a world where we need straws. We don't need plastic, but we need straws. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think we're at the point in the world yet where we have a sustainable alternative, and I don't think we need to be getting rid of them. It's just I'm just trying to push my own
It's just
agenda.
like the way that I feel about straws, like even if we don't need them and even if they're terrible, it's just like I am so attached to them is the way that like the queen feels about hunting.
Yeah.
Like we don't need it. It's not good for the environment.
Maybe.
But I do.
No, maybe, but at least, I mean, I guess you're right. Animals are suffering. It's the same thing. Mm-hmm. Wow, really puts things in perspective.
Yeah.
The hunting of it all, the broil of it all. Honestly, I can't think about anything these days until the Taylor Swift movie comes out. Like it's literally like on my list of things.
Really?
Because like, first of all, it's such a good day because we're gonna be in glam that day, and there's actually like a lot of downtime when you're in a bridal party because like it's not about you, but you have to be there early and stuff for pictures. So we're gonna have a lot of downtime just to like be watching it.
It's crazy how like on a wedding, like your wedding starts at like 7 o'clock, but you have to wake up at 8 a.m.
Oh, torture.
It takes me 30 minutes to get ready.
But like even for a black tie affair?
Yeah, it takes me the same amount of time to get ready for the toast, the airport, actually these days I don't wear makeup to the airport because I just don't want you guys to think I endorse any of the things that you do.
The conditions.
But like I wear the same amount of makeup anytime I put on makeup for the most part, which is just so crazy.
I'm really excited about it. I'm hoping that she'll do some of the secret stage, like secret.
Reputation room?
No, like the why can't I think of what you said? Secret song, surprise song. So every I'm like having a stroke. I can't fucking talk. Every show she did a surprise song from different albums. Like she did Red, Losing Him Was Blue Like I'd Never Known, Missing Him Was Dark Gray All Alone, and I hope she does some songs from the Red album on
State of Grace.
State of Grace, like just on what we get to see,
Did we talk about Maggie Rogers, Tim McGraw yet?
I don't know, but speaking of Red, Jackie and I have a really exciting partnership to announce.
Oh wow, that's such a great segue.
Well, it's a good segue, and it's also for a good cause. So I'm really jazzed about this.
Right, so we've partnered with the nonprofit Red that makes it easy and fun for you to join the fight against AIDS.
It's Bono's organization, so it's cool.
It's very cool, and they're doing the coolest thing that I'm so excited to tell you guys about because the toasters are gonna love this, and I also need to throw in for it. Right now, Red is running their annual Shop-a-thon campaign, a holiday shopping extravaganza offering Red products and celebrity experiences that fight AIDS with every purchase. For just a $10 donation to Red on crowdrise.com/Red, you can enter to win a number of once-in-a-lifetime celebrity experiences, including...
So you $10 and you get to enter.
Enter for all of these things.
Okay.
You're gonna die because some of these are your dream. 1, Bono and Lady Gaga write a song about you.
Oh my God, what would they say? She has the most amazing voice. She should sing the song.
Honestly, if you win, you should have them write it about Theo. Precious,
No!
And have it be called Precious Gem.
No, I'm just gonna have to be called Claudia.
2, hang
else?
out with Drake and take selfies and even bag OVO apparel and
Ooh.
find out about the beef.
Of course.
3, go on a double date with Armie Hammer and Elizabeth Chambers Hammer.
Oh my God. All for $10?
Yes. 4, let Penelope Cruz teach you to curse like a sailor in Spanish.
Ooh. Se muera Fidel. Se puta madre.
5, join Snoop Dogg for a culinary experience in the kitchen.
You probably get to smoke weed with him too.
Oh, for sure.
But
like,
they can't
and
put
make
that in
edibles.
writing, yeah.
6, experience the thrill of performing live with Brad Paisley. You get to go to one of his shows and then come out for a song. I said that you
Maybe
would
it's
die
a
for that.
song that Bono and Lady Gaga wrote about you.
Perhaps. Oh my God! Imagine you win all
But
of them.
that's like my dream. I'd be out here, and I would do the duet he has with Demi Lovato without a fight.
Oh, for
And I
sure.
would like learn all the female parts. Wow, that's so good.
You need to put in for that one.
The
And
female part sounds like I'm talking about vaginas.
there's so many other ones, and another one that I'm obsessed with is go underpants shopping with Sacha Baron Cohen.
Perfect.
Perfect. These are all so in tune.
That's so fun. And so you only have to spend $10 and you get to do a chance to win all that. And the $10 goes to fighting AIDS, which is like the greatest thing ever. And Jackie was explaining to me that, because I was like, how does this company, this nonprofit, have so much money to do all this stuff? She was like, it's 100% of the profits go to fighting AIDS. It's not a for-profit company.
Right. So it's really a great organization. You can enter to win or start a fundraiser at crowdrise.com/Red. You can even gift an entry to a friend. Way better than a lotto ticket and
Totally.
better prizes anyway. crowdrise.com/Red. I know where I'm going after this show.
Wow, that's so exciting. I'm gonna do it. Because then I get to like do $10 for charity, but then also like maybe have a chance of beating Lady Gaga.
Very exciting stuff.
Very
What would
exciting
your
stuff.
song about you be called?
Claudia.
Oh, wow.
No, A Star Is Born. Shallow. I'd have it called Shallow. Always remember us this way.
Fifth and final story.
Okay, wow.
It's a little bit of, what would you call this sort of news? What does NBC categorize it as?
What kind of news is it?
I don't know, but it's interesting news.
Oh, okay. Is it good news?
Not if you live in Utah and you like to drink. Utah set to drop blood alcohol limit to 0.05 for a DUI, which is now...
No, it's not good news if you live in Utah and like to drink and drive.
No, but which is now the strictest in the country because
So
everywhere
what is
else
it down to?
0.05. Everywhere else
Good.
is 0.08.
It should be fucking 0.01. I'm nuts. Like if Ben like has one sip, I'm like, we're taking a cab. Like I don't think that's cool at all. And they're like losers in high school who think it's like cool to like have a beer, bro, and like drive through the suburbs. Like you're a fucking loser. And I hate people who drink and drive. Like I hate you.
Even one drink and drive?
Yeah. So like right, so that's like a thing. It's like you can have a wine and like no, it should the legal age should not age, the 0.0 whatever should be 0.01.
So no drinks at all?
No.
Even if you're going to just dinner, you have a beer with your dinner and then you drive home, no?
No.
Okay. Utah will impose the country's strictest limit for alcohol consumption later this month, just in time for New Year's Eve. The law, which was passed in March 2017 by Governor Gary Herbert, will define driving under the influence as having, quote, blood or breath alcohol concentration of 0.05 grams or greater, which is lower than the nationwide standard of 0.08. It also states that a person with blood alcohol concentration level of 0.05 or higher who, quote, operates a motor vehicle in a negligent manner causing the death of another will have committed an automobile homicide, a felony.
So thank God Chris Soules doesn't live in Utah.
Oh, well, I mean, he's already going to the slammer. The law will take effect on December 30th. I mean,
Well, this
Utah's
is
a great
just
state to implement it in because they already probably, like,
They
have the
already
least
regulate-
amount of drinkers.
And they regulate the alcohol so much because it's like government stores. But also, if you think about it, it's a great state to start it in because there are a lot of parts in Utah, like when we go, it's really windy roads and it snows a lot of the year. Like it's dangerous driving conditions sober. So I'm here for it. I'm such a weenie when it comes to stuff like this. Like I do not think it's cool to drink and drive. I don't think it's fucking cool to Instagram story and drive. And there's so many influencers who do it. Like they're literally on the road with their car. And like I love this. I love Brett Man Rock so much. I think he's so funny. But like when he does on his car and he's fully driving, and I know he uses a tripod, like it's just so dangerous. And I just don't like it.
I agree.
Sorry, not sorry.
And I'm not pro drinking and driving by any means, but this is really
Really,
strict.
because it sounds like you are.
This
No,
is
no.
really strict.
As well it should. This is like the one, like if you can avoid, like there are so many people who have like lost loved ones in drunk driving, which is the most easily avoidable way to die.
Senseless.
Like it's so annoying, and it's because you're a dumb idiot who like thinks it's cool to like have beers and drive. I fucking hate people like that, and I think this is a great law, and good for Gary Herbert for doing this. Jackie and I have an inside joke. We went to there was a restaurant in Israel called Herbert Samuel, who was like a historian or some
Prolific character.
politician or whatever. And the restaurant was called Herbert Samuel, and like everyone in Israel talks like this, and I was just being annoying, and I was like, Herbert Samuel. And that's really how they all say it. They're like, welcome to Herbert Samuel. So now I can't
No,
say.
or like when we took a cab, and it's also there's a street.
Oh,
so when
he's
you're,
very
like,
famous, this
so
guy.
when you are getting in the taxi and you want to go to the street,
I'm going to
I'm
Shesh
going to
Herbert Samuel Street.
Mahane Herbert Samuel.
And I just can't see the name Herbert without thinking about it. And honestly, that name is very close to our family. It was
Our grandpa's middle name?
no.
Our dad's middle name?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. It was.
Yeah.
It was Daddy's middle name, and like I just did. Little did I know before he passed. I was like, I could have known that my father was Michael Herbert. Honestly, I just love talking that way. Herbert. Well, quickly talking about Israel, I need to talk about Miss Universe. Israel was totally shafted. Honestly, like it was like. Apparently, Israel, just saying the word Israel is controversial. Like, they had the intro video where all the girls, like, would walk up and they'd be like, Anguilla, you know, like,
Yeah.
Israel, literally, she didn't even walk. She was like, Israel! They went so fast. They went so fast over her name because I guess they just didn't want to be controversial, which is just so
That's so
stupid.
crazy.
Jackie, she literally didn't get 1 second. I couldn't even see her face. Israel! I was like, okay. And I was waiting because it was alphabetical. I'm like, It was like India. There were so many I-Ns. And I'm like, where's Israel? Israel! I missed it. You blinked, you could have missed her. I have to say, I don't know when the year it was that
Olivia
Steve
Colbo?
Harvey.
Oh.
Was it last year?
Might have been 2 years ago, actually.
But honestly, I just have to give him so much kudos. Like, first of all, he came back and there were so many jokes about other people made it, he made it, the internet. He is ahead of the joke. He was being so funny. Like, some girl was like, do you have any advice? And he was like, read the envelopes carefully. Like, he was being really funny, and I just thought, like, it was so embarrassing for him. It was like a national, like, international, global tragedy, and he got out really ahead of the joke, and I was, like, really impressed, and he was being so funny, and, like, it was really not scripted. Like, he was definitely reading from a teleprompter, but he was improvising a lot, and I was just, like, really impressed. It's like you're on this global stage, and I just thought he did a really good job, and I wanted to give him kudos.
How was the show? I used to love that shit.
Well, it was 2 hours, and after the first hour, Vanderpump Rules started, so I didn't watch the second hour. It was produced really well. They had Ashley Graham, Carson Wentz, and like this world-renowned pageant queen who weighed 1 pound. Like I thought she was gonna blow away. Like every time someone spoke, I thought their breath was gonna blow this girl away. She was so frail. And they were like a cute panel. Ashley Graham's really funny and like she has a good personality and I liked, they chose really well, which was good. It's like every time they have like just some girl from like The Chew and like she's so uninteresting.
Right.
They had a good panel and Steve Harvey was good. It was okay. There's so many women, it's like overwhelming. You can't even get to know any of them. So they cut down from 94 to top 20, which like once you get the top 20, then you become like much more like attached to the women. And so it was 5 from each like region. So they had like Asia and Africa and then 5 wild cards. And obviously America got the wild card and like because it's like an American produced show and the show's in English, which is so unfair. Like I don't know what the global language is, like what's the most spoken language, but I don't think it's English. And it was so unfair. Like the girls from Australia just had such a leg up over like a girl from Cambodia, like who just has like she memorized the English phonetically. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was like so unfair and nobody used a translator. I thought that was so weird and interesting and it seemed really like unfair.
Yeah, that seems like more work for some people,
right.
less work for other people.
And like so much of the show is puts emphasis on the interview and just like how they gave them a lot of talking opportunities and I'm like that's so unfair.
Yeah.
Just a thought.
Interesting. So who won?
Philippines, which is so funny because that is also the girl last year who won
Almost
but
won.
lost,
Yeah,
right?
she won.
But
and
then Colombia got it.
She was the La La Land of.
But no, Philippines won and she was really cute. And it was in Thailand and like any Asian country like that made it to the top 20 got like the loudest cheers. Like Philippines got such loud cheers. Thailand obviously got loud cheers, but like during the walkthrough, it was like Malaysia, like everyone, they got such, it was like almost unfair.
Were there any good questions?
No. And honestly, I think they put the people's stuff in the teleprompter. Because like some of the girls were too well read, you know?
Interesting. Maybe
Just a
I
thought.
should have caught it. But I was busy watching Dumplin. Very similar.
No, Dumplin.
Very similar.
Yeah.
Pageant movie.
Pageant notoriety.
So
I would love to hear your thoughts.
My
It's
thoughts.
a Netflix movie. It's based off a book. Dolly Parton produced it, but I was surprised she wasn't in it. Like at the end, just like a little something.
I was glad she wasn't in it because it was like all about her without having her. So it was cool. I really overall enjoyed it. Now that I have to talk about it, I must dissect it and rip
Please.
it apart. First of all, like the character, what was the girl's? Oh, Willadine. She was so cute and so funny and like.
But like she had a bad fucking attitude.
She had a bad attitude. She was accusing everyone of judging her when she was the most judgmental. And she like from the jump accused her mom of being ashamed of her when like her mom was never ashamed of her.
That's what I was watching with Margaret and I was literally yelling at the TV and I didn't like that the movie never addressed the fact that like, yes, Jennifer Aniston was busy, but she would never, and when the woman was like, oh, this must be your daughter, and it was her friend.
She was never like.
She was never ashamed. She never, and I never for 1 second like got rubbed the way that like Jennifer Aniston like wished her daughter was skinnier or wished her daughter was in pageants. She just like, she was busy and she was like a little self-involved, the mom, but that was it, and that's the only thing I would accuse her of. And they never addressed the fact that the mom did nothing wrong.
No, the mom did nothing wrong other than be busy and try to provide for her, but it's not like she ever like critiqued what she ate or told her to do this. And the only time that you could say that she was when Willadine entered the pageant, but the mom was just worried she was going to make a mockery of it because she hated pageants.
And by the way, she was planning on making a mockery of it.
Right, and like that's her life's work.
I couldn't agree more.
And to have your daughter come in and like embarrass you, I would be worried about, but not embarrass you by the way she looks, but like
embarrass you by like literally purposefully trying to take it down from the inside, which is what she was trying to do. So Jennifer Aniston wasn't wrong in being skeptical.
Right, and I just want to say the MVP of the film.
Millicent. And I've heard there's a second book that's all about Millicent and her new life is like second runner-up. And they're thinking about making a second movie just about Millicent. Like not with any of the
her.
Me
she
too.
was the protagonist I needed.
And I knew they were gonna like make her win. Because she had such like a good attitude and I loved her. And like she was really like what the movie was about. Like really not caring and like not seeing any difference in yourself or anyone else based on size or any other reason. Like I loved her.
No, she was the definition of just like self-love.
Yes, and just true confidence.
Right. I loved her. And it wasn't until she was doing the pageant and she was being so goddamn cute. And then I was like, this bitch might win.
Yeah.
And that she has what it takes. She studied all the moves. Like, she worked just as hard as anyone else, and actually harder. And I was so glad she was second runner-up. And I'm actually really happy that Dove Cameron won. One, because I love her. Two, because she was so nice.
And
all of the girls, except for that one girl who worked with the friend who, like, was weird to Willa Dean.
She wasn't not nice. She was just thirsty.
She wasn't not nice. She was just, like,
Madison.
not overly nice. Bless you.
Excuse me.
The rest of the girls, including Dove Cameron, were so nice.
And Dove Cameron worked hard.
This is what she wanted, like, her whole life.
And realistically, like, Dove Cameron is the type of girl who wins a beauty pageant in the South. Like, that is just what happens. So I'm glad it wasn't unrealistic, but Millicent coming in second, like, she should have.
No,
and Dove Cameron worked her whole life for this pageant, and these girls decided a week ago they wanted to be a part of it, and you know what? Good, they worked hard for a week.
Right, and I was so happy with the final results.
And
Except I think
so
that
happy.
the friend should have gotten third place, not the...
Who got third place?
The thirsty girl.
Oh, did she?
Yeah, but the friend was really good.
Yeah, no.
I thought the friend might win at one point.
And the friend was, like, needing justice. She put up with so much from bad attitude.
More
Willa
than the
Dean.
mom. Like, she never, ever judged Willa Dean. And Willa Dean kicked her to the curb and joined this new band of misfits. But what about your other misfit?
No, and she, like, went through this
just because she's not, like, bigger or that much different, like, she doesn't get to be included in the revolution?
Right. And, like, just because she was starting to like the dancing and hanging out with nice, cool girls with similar interests, like, Willa Dean couldn't handle it.
And they were nice.
Right, so that's the thing. It's like there was no bully.
Right.
It was such a good movie, actually. Like, and it was so well done. I feel like they really captured the small town. Oh my God, and the boy with the lollipop. Oh my God, I loved him.
He was really cute. But again, she was mean to him too.
Yeah, she didn't deserve his
Like,
love.
if that boy liked Millicent, she wouldn't question it. She'd be like, yes.
Yeah.
Good for you. Like,
No, she was being mean to everyone, and I'm glad she, like, came to her senses and righted all of her wrongs. And when she performed at the end, like, I was just, like, living, the drag queens, like, really made the show.
oh yes.
Like, literally and figuratively. Like, I just loved, and I loved how Millicent's mom, like, didn't really drag her out. Like, she came around, you know? It was all so good.
She didn't have to come around from anything. She was so proud of her daughter.
I know.
Like,
it was such a good movie.
And her daughter didn't have to change at all. She just needed to, like, try.
Yeah.
And
But
of course,
people are saying in the book, Jennifer Aniston's character, like, is the worst.
okay.
But in the movie, it didn't make sense. Like, and I'm not going to base it off of what someone writes in the comments they claim happened in the book. I didn't know that, but I just thought her response to her mom was really over dramatic and unwarranted.
Agreed. And as an Anthony Chest, I love the aunt appreciation.
Of course you do.
Aunt Lucy was just a warrior, and she was a great gal.
I knew she was going to drop dead, just like by the way they were narrating it. But they never told us what she died from.
No, yeah, that's what someone
That was
commented.
fucking annoying.
I was reading tweets, the comments on the Morning Show's post of Aunt Lucy. What did she die from? Her health choices? That's what the mom said.
No, the mom was just like, maybe she'd still be here. Like, she was probably just like in poor health and like died like a normal way. But, and I guess Jennifer Aniston's gripe was like, maybe if she had not been overweight, like it wouldn't have contributed to her health issues, which is like a legitimate claim, I guess.
But anyways, the auntness of it all.
Right, and then it
felt
really
seen.
highlights the importance of aunts in the child's life.
Right.
Which you've been just
But
selflessly doing.
But as an aunt, I just want to say, like, on behalf of moms, like, as an aunt, like, it's really easy to be an aunt because you get all of the perks and much less of the responsibilities.
Yes.
But, like, the mom had to put food on the table. Like, you know, yeah, it must be nice for the aunt to drive around town and listen to Dolly Parton.
No, but the aunt did have a job. I don't know what it was, but they had dual income, and that's why she was like, I have to start doing tailor alterations.
Right. But I'm just saying.
Yeah.
It must be nice. Like, I'm sure the mom wants to drive around and listen to Dolly, too.
Of course.
Who doesn't want to do
that? And by the way, like, I obviously love Dolly, but I didn't know, like, the
her catalog.
cult.
Yeah.
And I didn't know her catalog working 9 to 5. So I'm, like, now I'm, like, into Dolly. And I know I watched a movie with Margot, and I know she, like, went home and, like, Spotify'd Dolly.
Also, it gave me very much Sierra Burgess is a Loser vibes because it was like...
It was what Sierra Burgess tried to do what that movie did.
Right. And also, we said the same thing is, like, this girl, this protagonist, it's like you want to... She thinks the whole world is against her, and really, like, everyone is being very kind to her.
And she thinks she doesn't deserve love because of her weight. And it's like, no, but you don't deserve love because you're being mean to everyone.
Right.
Especially your mom. She was so mean to her mom, Sierra Burgess.
Exactly. So it was giving me, like, that sort of vibe. But I guess that's the kind of, like, message.
It's a feel good, and by the way, it's a good message, and like I'm loving that movies are just moving this way, and I'm just like so here. There's so many things about 2018 that I can't fucking stand. Like I can't stand like being a part of this like cancel culture where everyone's like upset about everything, but like in their its own weird way, it's moved us into this like generation of movies where like the top movies on Netflix this year like didn't star people who you think are just like skinny blonde girls.
Right.
It was just like a diverse Rolodex of interesting people, and thank you. Gives me hope.
Right.
as a diverse, interesting person.
But then I also still liked how they didn't make like the skinny pageant girls out to be assholes.
Right, because that's not the case.
That's so easy to do. Like, oh yes, the overweight, complicated girl is the kind one, and everyone else is just an asshole.
Yeah.
But it was a more nuanced portrayal
Right.
of pageant girls, and like that. They're not just assholes who care about themselves.
Who care about their skincare routine.
Right, like they're also nice to each other, and it's a nice sisterhood. Very
But they
much
also
like,
just go home and they do their Curology. You know?
right. Curology should have sponsored the pageant.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda. Missed opportunity. I'll talk to them when I talk to them later. But I'm on Curology. I use the cleanser, moisturizer, and there's one more.
Toner?
Toner, yeah. I mean, I've never used a toner in my life. And I love that I don't need to know what it does. It just says toner, and I just put it on my face.
Right, you just send pictures of your face.
Yeah.
They tell you what you need.
That was like the awkward part. So you have to like, so Curology it's a new skincare company, and they make you send pictures of your face and like talk about what type of skin you have. And like I felt so awkward taking those pictures.
Yeah, me
and I
too.
looked heinous because you can't wear makeup. They need to see like a full
They
profile.
need to see all of your pores.
Yeah, and they did. I sat in the natural light.
But
with
now
no
you're
makeup.
reaping the rewards.
Yeah, no, it's easy because it just says do this, do that. Like I don't understand skincare. I don't understand the medicine behind it. And thanks to Curology, I don't need to.
Totes.
And neither do you. Go to Curology.com/toast to get your first month free, plus a free gift. Just pay $4.95 for shipping. Oh, damn, that's not a lot. I was like, $49 for shipping? That's a lot. No, $4.95. That's Curology.com/toast for your first month, plus a free gift. Curology.com/toast. I use it. It's actually really helpful. And as someone who's always trying like shitty like drugstore products, it's nice to like have something affordable that just shows up at my house.
Right. And it's not shitty.
And I never have to leave.
The dream.
The dream.
Okay, back to the list of things we must discuss. Vanderpump Rules.
Jack and I were talking about before the show how it's so great how Vanderpump Rules is like in its 8th season when it should be like, you know, like OC vibes, like just not good. It's so premium. Like it's still dramatic, and things have shifted, and there's things I need to take care of, like getting rid of Lisa Vanderpump, but it's good.
It's good.
And
Last
last night
night's
was good.
episode was good. What bothered me is that the promo for the episode was Katie giving Lisa an ultimatum, and then that happens at the end of the episode, and it's a to be continued. So literally none of our questions were answered.
Right.
James crying next week.
He always cries when he gets fired.
To not take away his see you next Tuesdays. Like, I'm crying.
But it's annoying because like he should be fired and he's making it an unsafe environment for women. But in real life, like I see on Twitter, he's hosting a See You Next Tuesday next week. So like Lisa's thirsty for that money too.
Right.
And I think Lisa would never want to admit it, but like See You Next Tuesday is really successful.
I agree.
Yeah.
It's like a great way to bring people into SUR and for the fans of the show to feel like they get to be a part of it.
And to know that if they go to SUR that night, there's going to be confirmed Vanderpump Rules. Like when we go like for dinner for like a joke at SUR, like we never know if the people are going to be there.
Right.
It's like annoying.
But if we're in town on a Tuesday, I would totally go on a Tuesday.
Because you know confirmed this event, at least James and Raquel are going to be there.
Right, maybe. I don't know if I would go, but
Raquel gets her own
honestly,
confessional.
But and it's hard to say this, and I think it's hard for the cast members too, but like See You Next Tuesday is a good idea.
Yeah.
And it's a success. And no one else was doing that before James. Like no one else had that entrepreneurial
now
spirit.
there's like brunch with Billy. I don't think it's poppin'.
Right. I can't wait for when Billy and Lala start to fight.
No, I can't wait for Billy. Like Billy is upset she gets no camera time, and like I am too, because I just want her to be the thirst monster that she is. Because like she and Sheena have been complaining on Twitter that there's like they're not included in the show at all, and like they're not. And Sheena's really not in the show. It's crazy.
Yeah. Well, I think what I'm vibing from watching the season without them breaking down the fourth wall too much is like I think when they're not filming, like Sheena's really not in town. Like she went to Vegas to do her thing. I think she came back, started filming, and
she hangs out with Robbie.
Like Ariana, Stassi, Katie, and Kristen, they are best friends, and their boyfriends are best friends, and I think they're together all the time.
I was freaking out last night, like when Ariana is just like so in with like Stassi, Katie, and Kristen for so long. She was so against it, and she was so mad at Sheena for like wanting to be a part of it. But Sheena wanted to be a part of it in a way where like they didn't treat her equally, and like she loved it, you know. Whereas like Ariana is coming as like just an equal friend, and they like Ariana, and they finally got to a place where they're all friends with Ariana. But I just like can't believe that like she's like, well, if I'm gonna hang out with girls who don't want to hang out with Sheena, like that's not my problem. And like,
right, but I think that there's also like brewing tensions between Ariana and Sheena because like Sheena isn't around that much, and like when it's a Wednesday night and they're not filming, like she is hanging out at Tom and Katie's apartment.
Right.
Like these are her actual friends.
But there's definitely tension brewing because like for so long, Ariana gave Sheena so much shit for wanting to be friends with these girls, and like now she's just friends with them because like it's easy and seamless, and like they have a good friendship, and there's like a foundation.
As friendship should be. However, it really bothered me that like Stassi had to and has to like eat so much shit
to
be Ariana's friend, and it's like first of all, Stassi.
No, I thought that was so weird too.
It's weird, and it's just like not the Stassi I know and love.
No, and it's almost like Ariana made Stassi narrated it as if Stassi was this like mean girl bully. So in order for Stassi to debunk that, she had to eat shit. She's like, I can't be the mean girl, which is a WeHo if I'm like begging Ariana to be friends.
And just being constantly like offended by her.
Right, it's almost like a smart strategy of Stassi, because she really was portrayed for a while as like mean girl, HBIC, like whatever she says goes. And Ariana like thought she was above it, and Stassi let her think she was above it just so that they could get to this place.
I understand. As a Stassi stan, I don't like to see it.
No,
and you
it's
know
weird.
what? And it's like, I love who Stassi is now. I loved who she was in season 1. I was always on her side when Jax got that girl pregnant. I never faltered for a second.
Never wavered.
And it's like, even if he hadn't gotten that girl pregnant, just the fact that there are rumors about him getting a girl pregnant, it's like, why are you in that position to begin with?
Were there smoke sometimes?
But I'm not going to go back to season 1. But like season 1 Stassi, like it was justified, and she had to eat so much shit, and I understand like she wanted to because she loves these girls, and like she just wanted to like be back in their good graces. But like, I don't think that she needs to do that, and especially not anymore.
No, not anymore. She did when she went to New York and thought she was better than everyone, and because the show blew up and she became the most successful and had the most Instagram followers and had a podcast and had a boyfriend in New York and thought she didn't need the show. She needed to eat shit to come back and start over at Sir.
For the show.
That was the only time.
But within this group of friends, it's now been like 3 or 4 years since that, and like I want Queen Stassi like HBIC back. I know it's still in her.
I know, of course. It's like you could see it sometimes. It like oozes out of her pores.
No, and I love it, and it's so. That's like we get the best content.
When Katie went to do her ultimatum, by the way, like I don't know why everyone talks about Katie's weight, like if it's just like some big thing. She looks so fine and so normal. She has the most average body ever. But when she went to go talk to Lisa, she was sitting in like some of the best lighting I think I've ever seen anyone on reality TV look, and she looked so pretty. And like I always think she's pretty, but like she looked like she had this heavenly glow about her. And I was like, what is this light? I'm sure Lisa was upset she didn't sit on that side.
No, and I'm sure Lisa chose her seat first.
Of course.
And she made the wrong choice.
But then we need to talk about the Teddy Mellencamp of it all. Is her brother going to become like a cast member? I didn't know. I feel like that's something we would have read like on a spoiler.
And assuming he's like the same. Actually, Teddy's only 36.
She's young.
She's Jax's age.
Yeah, no, Jax is older. Jax is 40.
Right, she's Shep's age. So if this is her younger brother, he's must be 32, and
they're all older than you would think because they like party and go out like they're 20s. 21-year-olds in LA, but no, they're all like older. They're all in their 30s. And I think that's like such a good, it's so funny because like Beverly Hills and Vanderpump Rules is like always crossing over in like really organic ways. But like Teddy Mellencamp's brother's dad is John Mellencamp. He need not be a busser, you know?
Not a busser, but they were saying bar back or bartender.
But a bar back is a busser, but for the bar.
Oh.
Like they fill the ice and move the cups.
Yeah, he need not be a busser. Maybe like assistant manager.
Right.
And you know, if Peter doesn't want to get involved in the drama, like he can take a seat.
I can't believe he uninvited James from his birthday. That was so funny.
Could you imagine James, like they couldn't have had another blow up so immediately. Everyone needs to talk about the first blow up first.
Yeah. Honestly though, when Ariana was walking in to Peter's birthday, it really got me thinking because she looked like she was wearing really chill clothing. It's like, it must be so nice to like be paid to hang out and drink with your friends and have those plans be set up for you. It's like they organize like because they always need a private room if they're like screaming in the middle of the bar with their cameras.
Right.
So it's like all your drinks are paid for, your plans are made for you, you just have to show up. I'm like, that's nice, and you're getting paid to like hang out with your friends in a comfortable spot.
Yeah, but
like,
then you
ideal.
also have to like air a lot of your dirty, like that's a plus side for sure. And they like go behind the bar and muddle their own drinks and like make their own shots, which is just really cute. Yeah.
Let's talk about the Raquel of it all.
Okay, because I saw you were writing in the master post that some unkind words about her.
What? What did I say?
That she's annoying or stupid. Right. I thought she handled herself really well, and I said the same thing last week. And you have to think about it this way, like until she knows confirmed that James cheated on her, and yes, everyone says, but really, where's the hard evidence? Like, when Stassi was like, isn't it known that James cheats on her all the time? Like, but yet they bring a girl in and her story has holes in it, you know? Like, if it's so prevalent, give me some hard evidence that you cannot refute.
Like a picture from that girl.
Right, and even that picture, like, it wasn't. Like, it could have been a party where they were all, like, asleep and, like, you know, people crash, and then she just, like, went over there and took a picture. No, like, I have text messages, anything. Nude photo, anything. So she has to, and like she's with James, she loves him, so like obviously she's gonna have his back until she really can't anymore, and so she's in a terrible position, having to defend this person who not only might be doing terrible things to her, but is, even if he's not, still doing terrible things to other people.
Right, and like she wouldn't address that part. You know what I mean? Like she's happier to talk about like the faith, no, what's her name?
Hope.
The Hope How weird, faith and hope. She's happier to talk about like the cheating rumors. Like she didn't even address the fact that he called Katie fat, like which is like the worst thing.
Well, she didn't know.
Right, no, but then when she did, she was like, oh.
No, but then when she hears it and people tell her these things, like I guess she really is never around for it.
Yeah.
And it's all like news to her. And so it's like she has to condemn it, but she's never seen it because he treats her nicely except for when he doesn't. That was like really sad.
Yeah.
But it's like all, and Stassi was saying she's like, can relate to her, Brittany can too. Like they've all been in this position. So I really, right now, don't take umbrage with her because I, don't think she's gotten enough hard evidence to totally like.
No, they should be nicer to her actually. Kristen is so scary.
Yeah. And she really is sweet and just like wants to get along with, like she's never done anything wrong.
No, but she really wants to stay on the show is what she wants.
Yes.
The show is her whole life. And James is her ticket onto the show and she hasn't made enough of an impact on her own to like stay on if they broke up.
Of course.
So she needs to become friends with these girls. And Brittany might be the ticket that she
No,
needs.
Brittany was, I really was so on board with Brittany reaching out to her because that's exactly what she needs. And if she ever is going to leave James, she's going to need a group of girls
to rely
have
on.
her back.
The beer cheese is so funny.
Oh my God, I would love to try it.
No, like good for the kids in Vanderpump Rules. Like really like strike. Like they try everything. Like they wanted to write a cocktail book. Katie has her blog. Stassi has a podcast. Like T-shirt company. Like they try everything. And one of them is going to make it big ones. They got Tom from that. So good for them.
Here for it.
Yeah, they're very much aware that like this is a wonderful opportunity that they should seize.
Why wasn't Lala at the girls' dinner?
I don't know. Why wasn't Lala in the whole episode?
It's so unfair.
I know, because like she's the only person I want to see. And by the way, you see that in real life, she had her engagement party.
Yes.
And it's not filmed because they're not filming right now.
I love her so much.
I love her so much.
I just want to watch a show where like
she really is
needs a
the
podcast.
definition of like a phoenix rising from the ashes. Like they wanted anyone but her on the show. Like they did everything they could to like make her scared, sad, mean. No.
So it's like if you
Now
think about it,
now they eat her shit.
you never know like where Raquel could be in a year or 2 years from now.
So true.
You know?
Yeah.
So crazy.
What was the fourth thing you wanted to talk about?
SNL.
Oh, okay. Oh my God. I actually watched SNL because I wanted to see Pete Davidson. I wanted to see Miley. And I watched it on demand and you couldn't skip. And it was really annoying because I really only watched it to watch Miley. And let's just talk about her jacket.
Right.
I was freaking out.
I was freaking out. Not that I thought a nipple was gonna slip, honestly, because I'm sure NBC was like had fucking
Super glue.
masking tape. Like, so I didn't think something was gonna come out, but it was an interesting style choice.
You know, I didn't like it.
And I didn't think it was stylish.
No, I liked the outfit. I didn't like how much of her bare chest she showed because it would have been like that's really something for like a bigger breasted woman. There was just like so much skin with like nothing, you know?
No,
I would
yeah.
have zipped it just a little.
I would have zipped it or like a little like some
Tank top?
Yeah, or like a bandeau, just because it was very distracting.
It really was, and she sounded good. And you know what? When I was watching her perform, I was thinking, wow, what I said about her on the podcast the other day, I take back. Like, I think her music is fake, and she's, like, not a real singer. She sounded so good, and that song is pretty good.
That song's pretty good. She's an amazing singer.
And I love Mark Ronson.
I love Mark Ronson. The War Is Over cover was so good.
And did you know that the guitarist
was John Lennon's son?
Yeah, and he looks just, like, literally like a walking combination of John Lennon and Yoko Ono.
And I loved that look. Did it feel to you like she was reading the lyrics off of something?
She was. Margot, I noticed it, and then Margot said, did you notice? And I said, yes, and now you said it, too. And it's fine because it's, like, it's a song she's singing. It's a very well-known song. She's singing it in front of his son. She didn't want to be disrespectful. I just wish they had put it at an eye-level teleprompter because she kept looking down visibly, and that was rude. Like,
yeah, I wonder why
and
they
it was
didn't use a
distracting
teleprompter.
her. She had like written it and like posted it, like taped it on the stage, like I did with my notes.
Interesting.
It was weird.
The rest of the episode, Pete Davidson came on just to introduce Miley Cyrus, which, by the way, is what the host usually does. So they put him there, I think, just to let everyone know, like, he's
alive.
here and he's okay.
Yeah. Matt Damon was funny. I never thought of him as like a funny guy. Honestly, I don't really understand like 80% of the political jokes and the first Wonderful Life thing. I literally didn't understand. I was watching, I'm like, I don't understand any of this.
I came in midway through, so I didn't even try to.
And I don't really watch SNL because so much of it is political, and like, A, that's annoying, and B, I don't get it. Like, I don't get the jokes.
Like, if someone's doing an impression of like a senator, you don't even know if it's a good impression.
No, except I did know that Adie Bryant was being Sarah Huckabee, and like, she looked just like her.
She does a great job.
It was so funny. But I guess because this was like a holiday episode, it was all Christmas themed, and so like it was really very few politics, and I really enjoyed it. Like, just it was straight comedy, and some of it was stupid. Like that one where they were the back of the Christmas tree that was like it was so poorly done that Kenan Thompson's legs were missing. Did you see that the whole time? It was so stupid.
But maybe that was how it was supposed to be. It was just like a torso.
It was bad. Like, that was bad comedy, bad writing, bad GCI.
I mean,
CGI.
overall, the show is really bad comedy. And what's so scary and crazy is, like, these are the best comic minds. And this is the best. Like, that Weezer fight.
Oh, that was so stupid. But I found myself giggling at a couple things. Like, it was funnier than I remembered because I hadn't watched it in so long. And, like, credit where credit is due. Like, some things were funny and I was, like, giggling. Like, the concepts for some of the sketches are so stupid. But, like, for the most part, I was giggling. And I just want to talk about Weekend Update because we're obsessed with Colin Jost and the fact that he works 1 day a week. And it was bad. Weekend Update was bad, as per usual. But there was a segment at the end where, like, for the holidays, the gifts they're giving each other is they wrote jokes for each other. So they had put in pre-written jokes in the teleprompter. Michael wrote for Colin and Colin wrote for Michael. Colin's for Michael were so not funny. Like, I was literally painful. Like, I'm like a fake comedian and I swear I could have done a better job. The ones Michael wrote for Colin were so funny.
The last one was so funny.
So funny. Like, the Rosa Parks one.
Right.
Like, oh my God.
And starting it by saying, Michael actually didn't write this one. I wrote this.
Right, like, that was funny. And, like, we saw Colin and Michael Che perform, or was it both of them?
Both of them, yeah.
And we saw them perform like a 20-minute set at a charity event once, and they were really funny.
And I changed my whole opinion on them.
Yes, and I firmly believe that Michael Che is funny. Like, I think he's funny. I think he's a great writer. I think he writes a lot of the skits for us now. Like, he is a talent, and that 2-minute segment was a testament to that. It was so funny.
Agreed. Also, another decent sketch, but, like, still failed to land the plane, as Sarah Foster would say, the Oscar hosts.
Hysterical. I'm sorry. So funny. I thought that was hilarious.
Hysterical, but they just, like, everyone did their best impression and went home.
Right, so it was like, who do we land on?
No, who do we land on? Like, we're not saying anything. I just feel like there's so much that's, like, going on, like, bubbling in this climate.
Right.
And they don't say anything.
No, they just,
and
like,
they
mock
barely
it.
make a joke. No,
Yeah.
and, like, they just... Like, I remember when all that stuff with Harvey Weinstein happened, and all this, and, like, they literally would not address Harvey Weinstein.
Right.
And then they did this sketch of, like, a fake Tribeca Film Festival forum where they literally had Kate McKinnon being, like, an old actress.
I would watch an hour and a half of just Kate McKinnon.
No, and, like, they know that. And so they literally threw her at the problem. They're like, Harvey Weinstein, Me Too is happening. We won't address it for whatever reason. Kate McKinnon, do your thing. Like, she took the show on her back, and she was like an 80-year-old old actress on the Tribeca Film Festival panel talking about what used to happen to her in the industry. And it was so funny, but, like, I didn't forget that they still weren't saying anything or, like, really.
No, the hypocrisy is just so real.
It's crazy.
No, but Kate McKinnon and Kenan Thompson put the show on their back. Like, Kenan Thompson is so funny, and he can never leave the show. I hope he makes $7 million a year. Like, he is, whatever he's getting, he's underpaid.
It's not enough.
He is so funny, and him and Kate McKinnon really put the show on their back, and any sketch they're in is automatically funny just because they do such good impersonations. But, like, the daddy show was so stupid. Like,
oh my God, so stupid, and it had such potential.
Right.
Like, when it opened, like, Zach was already laughing, like, funny Westminster Dog Show for daddies, and, like, say daddy again, and I'm gonna fucking throw up.
Jackie, we are going on a 2-hour show.
Stop. I'm sorry, guys. Okay.
We're gonna
we'll wrap
now.
it up.
Yeah. Okay, so that was the morning toast. We are at 99.5K on Instagram, and, like, I'm hell-bent on getting
After
200K.
a 2-hour show, you guys, I'm fucking sweating through my sweater.
Please, I forgot that the Foster sisters were here.
Please follow us. That's all I'm saying.
If you're still here, how many people are watching right now?
1,600.
Oh, damn, okay. That's
and
pretty
at
good.
JWoww Problems, she's working hard too.
We love you guys. Tomorrow is our last show of the season. We are done for the year tomorrow. Are we starting season 2?
In January.
Are we going to call it season 2? We should.
Yeah, season 2.
All right, so tomorrow's a season finale of the Morning Toast. We're going to do some, like, fun wrap-up stuff. We'll figure it out. But it's been a wild ride, and we'll make it a more emotional speech tomorrow. But thanks for sticking around, you guys. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.